my god. Oh my god, we're live. How you doing? How you doing? Not you and the guys in general. Just just the audience in general. Yeah. Yeah, it's oddly quiet. I can't remember the last time we had a podcast of just two. I think it was like me and James in like one of the first ones or something. Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, whether or not they can hear you, it won't be as bad as that 10 minutes of podcast where it was just me on one side of the conversation, which was the stupidest thing. That's where I gave up on saving the podcast as MP3 files. Was after that, I couldn't bear to ever listen to that again, so I just kind of stopped. Can you guys hear Needle? Hello? Type in the podcast when you hear Needle. In the chat. In the what? In what? In the butt.
Trying now. Can you hear me now?
Hello. Testing.
Testing.
1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm not sure if they can hear you.
Nope, not hearing. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm still getting used to OBS.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, don't judge me, Skybolt.
No, it's hard. I remember when we were trying to get set up for the freaking HawkCon earlier in the year. That was a whole shit show. It was like the first time we loaded it up. We had that really fun. Actually, that was probably the last duo podcast. Was that just live test that you and me did when I was having my sandwich?
When you were having your sandwich, I remember that.
Yeah, that was just over.
Sandwich
I think that was. I think that was auto-generated through Hangouts, actually. And then I thought that would be good enough for all live streaming. But then when we tried to do that again, it was, it didn't really work out, did it?
No, it didn't.
And then there was that weird lag, too. So it was like podcast 10 and 11, including the British Invasion podcast, which actually had some decent content. But because of that stupid time delay on my mic, it kept like throwing things off. Ugh. Oh, so
Unknown Pony says Needle. Hello, Unknown Pony. Homie, why do you always come in here and I'm like, I'm bored, bye. Like, my dude, you don't even really give us a chance. You just kind of say, fuck you guys, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Like, every time, without fail.
At least you know it wasn't anyone's fault then. It's consistent.
It is consistent. So I'm just like, okay, my dude, do you not like the podcast? Because if not, why the fuck do you keep coming back?
Yeah.
Like, last podcast was good. We had Somber and shit, and he was hella chill. And Unknown Pony fucking dipped before anything happened.
Oh, yeah, I still haven't had a chance to actually listen to that.
It was a lot of fun. We all got to chat and talk about writing and stuff. And I know, I was kind of upset that you couldn't be there. Because I was just like, I don't want to do it without Sky. Because I know Sky really wants to talk to Somber. And I did hit him up this morning. I'm just like, hey, dude, you want to do another podcast?
You know, it's like, I remember talking to James weeks ago, and he's like, oh, yeah, well, once we get Somber on, then it'll be like, we'll make sure it's like the four of us. Because then James Kelly, of course, it's like, how long has he had the blackjack profile picture? It's like, he would love that. But no. So...
That wasn't an intentional thing. That was a shit, we don't have anybody and we need somebody now. Or else it's just going to be Stitch.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, so I think for the audience, I think I'm finally done with all my big work trips for a little while anyway. So, yeah, I should be around more often again. Should be fun.
Sweet. Oh, I also set up a thing. I don't know if you noticed what I did, Sky.
Hmm?
I set up Super Chat.
Oh yeah, the pay chat.
Yep. So Super Chat,
Nice.
for those of you who don't know what it is, it gives you the ability to donate to the channel without having to do the Patreon. Because I know some people are like, oh, I can't do this amount of money every month, blah, blah, blah. You know, because everybody's got a different situation. So I set up the Super Chat. It's a little square with a $sign in the middle of it on the bottom of the chat.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys want to just do a one-time donation, just be like, here you go, guys, have fun. Maybe we'll do a thing where, like, if you donate $2, I'll roast you or something.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, that would be fun. We do little that I remember that was another thing when we started live broadcasting was having I don't know, live bits like that.
I would love to do something like that. Just like, all right, donate $2, I'll roast you. Send your OC to the Twitter, and I'll look at it and I'll roast your OC. Roast it.
Or they could pay us for like sensual phone messages, like "Hello,
I'm
you
not
have
gonna do
reached
that.
the email box of something or other."
I'm not gonna do a
Some
sensual voice
OC.
message.
Oh, that would be great.
Hi, how are you? Hello. Why are you here? Oh yeah, this is a voice message.
Yeah, so it's yeah, so I don't know what's been going on in Pony this week. I know they're I haven't really watched season 7 at all. So it's really terrible how far behind I am on everything.
Lame.
It's just been a really busy month.
You're sitting at a Denny's. I want to sit at a Denny's. Bring me some food, Indy.
Yeah, Denny's sounds pretty good right now, actually. I am looking at getting what is it? What did I order for myself? Big O, the anime, the Blu-ray pack,
The
and
Big
then
O,
also
the anime. You had to specify it was the anime.
Well, yeah, I don't know. It's just such a weirdly like general name. Like when I first Googled it on Amazon, it was it's like I had to scroll through a bunch of like random crap options until like I actually found the thing I was looking for. So yeah, I had to type in the search bar like Big O anime Japan. It's just like a whole bunch of qualifiers to try to find it. Anyway, that was fun. I remember that series from the 90s. I'm going through like a retro like Toonami like phase right now because I've been listening to the Deep Space Bass. I got the soundtrack of the guy who did all the Toonami bumpers that were really fun.
How do I send a picture to you? If you want to send a picture to us, you can do it to Twitter. Basically just do at EAST Corp PR. Send it through Twitter.
Oh yeah.
You can also send it through Facebook, EAST Corp Productions. I don't have access to that one though.
Oh yeah, and it's yeah, so you can send it there. It's a it's a good shit show. We just kind of like mess around.
But yeah, if you guys want to send us pictures that way, you are more than welcome to. I will roast your OC for $1. Or Sky will give it a very polite criticism.
Yeah, I try to be somewhat nice with OCs just because, you know, it is don't throw stones in glass houses. Well, like, I try to be like
if somebody like sends you the OC with the intention of roasting it, I'm going to roast it. But like if the person just like, oh, check out my OC, then I'm not gonna roast it. I'll be honest. I'll be like, hey man, that's a pretty cool OC, or that's really shit because XYZ reasons.
Yeah.
But if you're like, roast my OC, then I'm just like, roasted.
Yeah, it's funny in the show you see like the cycling of colors and stuff, and they even made the joke I think in one of the new episodes about how Twilight and Starlight Glimmer look almost the same. Like I think they had used Ember to tell that joke. That was pretty funny.
All you ponies look the same. Twilight, Sparkle, great. Starlight, Glimmer. Tell me I'm not the only one who gets that.
They need to phase Ember in so much more than she already is. So fantastic. Dragon Waifu. Speaking of waifus, I know the waifus are going to be served up hot and ready. Oh my god, donation. Thank you.
Oh my god, Indy! Donation to the channel. Indy, you're a fucker, but I love you, so.
Yeah, with Terminal Secrets this week. Terminal Secrets episode 4.
Indy, do you want me to roast your OC? Roast your OC? Is that what you're telling me to do? He's like, you know what to do. Does that mean I need to roast your OC? Because I'll do it. I've seen your
I like
OC.
how it's like a loading bar.
It lets us see it a little bit longer than
than just the chat
chats,
itself
yeah.
for like move crazy.
I sent some money to a friend of mine through his YouTube channel, like through his super chat, because he lent me some money to be able to pay rent, and then I had the money to pay it back, so I just sent him a little bit of the money to pay him back.
Nice.
And I sent it through super chat because I knew he wouldn't be able to refund it. So I did it on purpose because I'm like, fuck you. And I ended up being a part of his video game live stream.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. All right, Indy, give me a second. I'll roast your OC. I'm in the middle of a game. I wasn't expecting anybody to actually donate. Shit.
Yeah, I remember way back. I actually put out another like executive blog, stupid video for sponsors about talking about OCs and like color patterns and stuff. So if you're interested in that, that's there. Mainly, it was like when designing my own. I was like, make it like magical horse colors, you know, fun, and the blue and the yellow.
Why not
it's
magical
like
horse colors, man.
It's like if you make a magical small talking horse, why would you paint it like normal horse colors? That seems weird to me.
Well, it depends on, I guess, the pony, because sometimes like you need to do regular horse colors.
It depends, yeah. I always comes to mind when I think of that is frickin' what's his name? Mando Pony and Sibsy, because both of their horses are freaking just beige with black hair, and I'm like, these look like characters out of Stallion of the Cimarron, that old DreamWorks movie. It's like this is not really the magical land of Equestria per se.
Right.
If the pony doesn't look like it belongs in like a freaking Easter display, you know, the bright pastels or some kind of like rainbow acid trip. That's been great, actually. Speaking of which, the all the movie marketing on the pony Facebook page, they've been putting out these really interesting posters of the characters that are actually really like creative designs. Like they did a pop design for one, and they did this like heavy color saturation, like bright neon design for some of them. That was pretty cool.
Okay, I have to pull up Aaron's Facebook.
Oh yeah, some other people actually remember the Spirit Cimarron movie. Yeah, I remember. This is a really weird connection. I remember that because that was when I was in middle school, and the Baskin Robbins, which we'd go to a lot from like school events, they do their flavor of the month, and that month they had a Stallion of the Cimarron, whatever, flavor, and it was actually really good. It was part mango and part pomegranate ice cream for whatever reason. I don't know what either mango or pomegranate has to do with the movie, but it was like a blurred shade. You know, you've got little bits of red and little bits of orange, and it was really good and like tart and sweet. And yeah, I don't know. I've never had an ice cream like that again. So it's just a weird like little like one day outing that reminds me of that movie.
Okay.
Well, there's
I have a picture of
Did you finally get back from your like
Indy's OC.
24-hour
Huh?
whatever?
What?
Yeah, Vermont popped up in
Hi,
the chat.
Vermont.
Get into the podcast. Frickin' zebra.
You fucking zebra?
You striped ass bastard.
Okay, so I have a picture of Indy's OC up, so I gotta roast it.
Okay, here we go.
I wish I could like put it up and show you guys. Actually, you know what? I will do that. I will put up a picture of Indy's OC and roast
You've got the
it.
OBS. I'm just along for the ride.
Sorry guys, I'm a little bit slow because I'm trying to figure out how OBS still works.
Yeah, DreamWorks has some hidden gems. Like some of the original DreamWorks movies were still the best too. Like like freaking El Dorado, like that. I mean, I almost don't want a sequel, but that was a great movie.
Who is it?
That I would love.
Who's in the chat? Who
It's
popped in?
Vermont.
It's Vermont.
Oh my god.
Vermont is here just to say a very brief hello to everyone.
Hello, Vermont. We miss you.
And then you're back out.
Well, yeah, so I just got finished with the... So, just to catch everyone up who's listening to this, this weekend around the world was the 48-hour film festival, where at 7 on the Friday, your team is given a genre, a character, a prop, and a line of dialogue that you have to use, and you have 48 hours from then to write, shoot, edit, and hand in a 4 to 7 minute film.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So I entered this year for the very first time with my crew, and after 45 hours, we managed to get it in. So hence the reason why I am not going to spend much more time on the podcast, because I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah, I misunderstood when you said 48-hour film festival. I thought it was like an Alamo Drafthouse thing where you watched 48 hours worth of movies.
No, yeah, 48 hours to make a film. It took us 45. For the first 36, I did not sleep. Worked flat out from beginning to end with 1 or 2 breaks in between and absolutely no napping or sleeping. So I'm vibrating a little bit.
Go to bed.
Right on the bright side. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to bed. On
Fuck
the bright
off and
side,
go to
when I
bed.
wake. On the bright side, when I wake up, I am downloading the file. I'm downloading a very special file that Kelly is sending me, which is the final mix of Terminal Secrets Episode 4,
gosh.
and that's going up. So within the next 14 hours, hopefully, Terminal Secrets Episode 4 will be up for patrons. It is about an hour and a half long. It is fucking amazing.
You hear that, guys?
So
it's going to be up for
recommend-
patrons first, so you better get on that patron now.
I would highly recommend, guys, jumping in, giving us some money, and joining the Patreon for this episode, because it is fucking intense.
So,
Goodbye,
I don't know if you heard, Vermont, but anybody who donates monies using Super Chat, I'll roast their OC.
Oh, nice.
So Aaron Indy already donated some money, so I'm currently in the process of getting a picture of his OC so I can post it in the live stream and roast it.
Nice. Did you see Scribbler reposted our Terminal Secrets trailer? She re-uploaded it onto her own channel.
I didn't see, but you told me about, and it's exciting.
She redirected people. We've gone up like 30 subscribers since then. And the trailer on her channel has 1,300 views and is doing very well. Everyone seems to like it, except for the people who kept saying it was Call of Duty with ponies, which, yeah, cool. You know, you add in 4 gunshots and suddenly it's Call of Duty.
Right.
Nice.
Fucking everybody thinks COD is
Do you
like...
even fall out?
Call of Duty Ghosts is highly underrated, by the way. That was actually a fun game.
Call of Duty Ghosts is terrible. No, go away. No, bad Skybolt.
Skybolt doesn't know what he's talking about.
You know what's overrated is Modern Warfare 3. That was shit.
That was shit. Modern Warfare 2 was great, though.
Yeah, people say that, but
Even the first Blobs.
The essential problem with all the Call of Duty games is that there's no hard connection between any of the moments happening. It feels very screenshot, like, okay, this is going to be the whatever mission, and this is the whatever mission.
Yeah.
It's like, I know shooters in general follow that, like, hey, you could say the same thing about Halo 1 and 2, like, okay, this is the sniper level, but at least they have a concrete storyline that they are following, and it makes sense within the story of the game.
Right. Okay, good job, Ben.
Hi, Ben!
Cast.
I have to go now, and Ben's got to go with me. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
There we go. Okay. I think I figured it out.
Finally, gone.
Okay. There we go. Let me know when the podcast catches up.
I am watching. Okay, now it's coming up.
It's caught up?
Yes.
Okay, so this is Indiana Hooves, right here. See this horse? It's probably one of the most unoriginal OCs I've ever seen. You just ponified Indiana Jones. I mean, look at it. It's brown. It's the color of shit, which means it is shit. Roasted.
Yeah, I like how with Daring Do they essentially combined like Indiana Jones and Lara Croft into the aesthetic. I thought that was a pretty natural choice, actually.
Roasted.
And I did love the joke though about how she was just a Rainbow Dash recolor, and then she also got Rainbow Dash's brain. That was pretty interesting. The
Oh shit, I fucked up. There we go. Go ahead and delete that one because we don't need it anymore.
Don't need it anymore.
Don't need it anymore.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten around to watching the freaking Parents episode either of Applejack, their parents, because that looks adorable, and the mom looks adorable, and I wrote a song about that a long time ago. I don't know why I haven't watched it yet. It's just been too busy.
Indy says he's been around since season 1. You know what? It's been around longer, Indy. Indiana Jones. Fuck you. There's only one horse that I've ever seen that is more unoriginal than yours. And it's Bolt the Super Pony.
Oh my gosh.
It's literally Bolt the Super Dog ponified.
I like the like extreme like fan edgy OCs that are like intentionally bad, where it's like, you know, it's the red and black, but they also have a rainbow mane, and they're also of course related, or you know, dating one of the princesses or something.
Those drive
it's
me
like
insane. Those are like my trigger warnings.
Yeah, those are great. I saw one of them that also mixed in a bunch of other like it was a chimera, so it had like a changeling leg, and one leg was a griffin claw, and all this other crap. It's a hodgepodge.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, it reminded me of that one really terrible, I think it's a DC hero, where it's like Vegetable Mineral Man, where it's like one arm can change into
Animal
anything.
Vegetable Mineral Man?
Yes, that's it.
I love it.
I think we've talked about that before.
Knock it off!
Okay.
It's the cats. Hold on. They're eating something they're not supposed to be. I don't think it's ever a podcast unless I start yelling at the cats.
Oh, Felicia Day is apple butter? Oh, that makes me like her a little bit less. You underestimate my respect for the various like famous nerd community characters. Felicia Day is okay, but like, I don't know. She's okay. But the character is cute, and I'm hoping the characterization is also cute. From what I've seen, like phase through the fan art, she seems very, very adorable. And I was wondering if they would like make another family like mixed in there, which is pear butter, which is great. It's great because I'm experimenting with another fruit-based family for upcoming stories. So we'll see what happens there.
They already mixed in another fruit-based family, though. The oranges.
Yes, exactly. And I feel like there was one other too from the big like family reunion episode where it's like 20 different horses or whatever. I think there were some different ones.
Yes, Samuel, it's not a podcast unless I start yelling at the cats.
Yeah, Pony's gone in a really interesting direction. I know was it the season 5 finale where they had all the alternate futures, and they actually showed like Rainbow Dash with the robotic wing. Like that was an interesting next step. It's like, you know, confirming that you can like you can be dismembered. It's one of those subtle things, but it is a major deal. And like, well, at least in the old days, the censors would make a deal of it if it were, it's interesting. I was actually watching some videos about Rocco's Modern Life because they're coming back with that to one-time special.
Modern Life.
Yeah, and it was very similar to Ren and Stimpy in the sense that they really like tried to feel out what jokes they could and couldn't do, like what level of adult, like and things as a kid you don't think of, like the main restaurant being the choky chicken. It's like I didn't know what that meant as a kid, but now it's like a whole kind of funny. And now the new special, I think they're definitely going to push it even more because they know most of the audience are now adults. Oh yeah.
Everybody's coming to Portland and nobody's visiting me. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah. What's up with that?
What's up with that? I thought we were buds. Nah, Indy's a chill dude. We're gonna go see the season premiere together, or the
nice
movie.
I'm looking for a time, yeah, I can go to like a late IMAX like showing because it's pretty much it'd be me by myself because I couldn't think of anyone else to go to with it. So I'm just gonna find like the last showing at an IMAX somewhere and then go to that because you got to watch the little ponies on the biggest screen. That's what makes it fun.
Sky, you wouldn't have that problem if you would move to Oregon.
Yeah, it might happen one day. We'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, Dragon Sky down or up to Oregon.
Yeah, I've been looking at like the Klamath Falls area. To be honest, we'll see.
Don't go there. They were just on fire.
Yeah, I know it is. That's what I saw when I was up there. It's So I don't know. I keep a lot of options open. I really never plan too far into the future because it's like so many, like life has so many moving parts that you really can't. And then it's really best to like learn to adapt to whatever the situation is. Like you have a general structure for what you want for your life for like the next, like what I usually do is like a 5-year plan. It's like, okay, what do I want accomplished in the next 5 years? So like when I started college, it's like, okay, I want to finish college and then try to find a job and crap like that. But it's like then you have to go with the flow. So like I didn't expect ending up in Virginia for a while, but that's what happened. And even though it was kind of a weird time, it was actually a creative time for me because I was sort of separated from a lot of things. So it forced me to really get into writing and confessions, and that's part of fun.
I'm really liking the podcast art, yo. Like, I like it. It's super cute. Super cute podcast art. Scratchy's been doing a good job. Huh?
So we're not going to do, we were talking about, since it was just Needle, well, since it's still just Needle and I doing some kind of like creative duo combination for the podcast. Like, okay, what if we make it like the Batman podcast or something?
Yeah, and, that's why it's dynamic duo.
Dynamic duo. And so she becomes the Joker and I become Harley.
You must refer to me as Mistress S.
Mistress S, but she's Mr. J.
Yeah, I actually watched the Batman and Harley animated movie that they recently came out with, and I gotta say, I think at this point Bruce Timm is just kind of like fucking around. He's just like, this is obviously some kind of script he wrote like partially as a joke, and somehow he got them to fund it. So now it's a whole movie.
Oh no.
It was really funny and really odd. Like there's a whole scene where they're in like a sidekick bar. It's like something like Harley would traffic in. You know, this is almost like fan fiction tier material. It's great. And so they're in the sidekick bar, and Harley's there, and she knows everyone, and she's like, hey, yeah, I gotta sweeten up this guy before we can go. Trying to get information out of some goon. And yeah, in order to like sweeten him up and the rest of the bar to talk, they have to like play into it. So they have to sing. She goes on stage and she does this like this freaking almost like half showgirls, half what's her freaking name? The 80s character. Well, no, it wasn't an 80s song. It was more of like a 90s song. But anyway, it's really fun and really funny. I really don't know how else to explain it, but you should watch the movie if you're a fan of DC animated movies. It's sexy times.
It's sexy times? Is it really sexy times?
Not as much as other DC animated movies, but there were some sexy times.
Oh, jeez.
Like what was it? Batman Assault on Arkham, the only good Suicide Squad movie. That had a lot of sexy ties between. There was Harley, and then there was I forget the chick's name. I think her name is like Ice something. She's like the frosty chick. She's like wearing a blue leotard. You see it if you Google the movie. The Dairy Queen. I'm sorry. I just thought of some other reason character would have that name.
Sky.
But yeah, so no, those DC animated movies are great. Actually, too, the Assault on Arkham one had a really good soundtrack. I got the soundtrack because it was really good. It had some mix-in from the guy who did the Batman Beyond soundtrack, and it had this other guy who brought in like an electronic vibe to it. So really, really fun to listen to, especially at night.
Okay, Sky, we've been the topic. So we had a complaint. Somebody was like, "I'm bored," and I was like, "Okay, so give us something to talk about. Don't just complain." God. And I have been requested to talk about butts. So let's talk about butts for a second. If you guys,
we can talk about butts.
If you guys donate to the Patreon, one of our lowest tiers allow you to get into our Discord. Okay. And recently added to the Discord was Needle Stitch's Booty Barn.
What the heck? What is this?
It's Stitch's Booty Barn. It is a NSFW chat, so it's 18 plus. But if you click yes, I'm 18, and you lie about your age, I can't be held responsible because you're the one who fucking lied about your age. But
people lying about their age on the internet? That's
right?
Not right.
Whoa.
Who would do that?
But it is Stitch's Booty Barn, and you can look at butts. They regularly post butts. What the fuck? Holy shit, that scared me. One of my pictures just fell and hit me on the back. But it is Stitch's Booty Barn. It is full of booties. If you want to see a bunch of booties on the EAST Corp Discord, donate to the Patreon. Our lowest tier allows you to see Stitch's Booty Barn.
Oh my gosh. The
Did you go look at it?
No. Oh yeah, I do have a Discord, don't I? I never used this thing. I probably should. No, what they should be doing is having a very highbrow discussion about the pros and cons of butts versus boobs,
barn.
Because that is a very
barn, not bar. Barn. Booty barn.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Because we're horses.
Yes. Because yeah, that's a very high tier discussion that could be had.
About booties?
Yes, I'm 18. Well, I'm more than 18. No, about booties versus boobs, because that's it's very important.
Ooh,
someone actually mapped out like, oh my gosh. I'm actually scrolling through it now.
Now I'm curious. So, Stitch, you have Needle Stitch, you have a gift from Miss Radiance. Now I'm curious.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you add the NSFW version of your own character to the Booty Barn? Because that exists. That's a thing.
That's a Fluttershy.
That's a higher. That's a higher tier patron.
That's a Fluttershy. Hello.
This is a pretty weak Booty Barn so far.
Okay, all right. If do you
I'm
say
scrolling
pretty
up.
Weak
Oh, it
Booty
gets
Barn?
pretty weak. Yeah.
What? It is not weak.
Okay, here we go. Now we've got some Raccoon Coon. Now we're getting into the high quality.
Yes, there's high quality booties in there. It's all spaced out. You can't have too much booty at one time. Too much of a good thing is bad for you, Sky. You need to space out your booty.
Oh my god.
All right, y'all. Tell you what. If you guys really want me to post pictures of the NSFW Stitch, because I have multiple, I will. However, I can only post the ones that don't involve genitalia, because that is one of the rules. No.
Oh, hey, look, the Starbucks coffee. That was a good one. Yeah.
Oh man, the Starbucks coffee. It looked like bukkake. It's bukkake.
Oh my gosh.
It's bukkake.
That's a whole different
See, that one was
way to get
pushing it, but I was like, you
energized.
know what? That's a good pun. I'm just gonna let it stay. All right, I will post the picture of needle stitch that I was given for my birthday last year.
Is that the one with Oakart?
No, the one with Oakart has genitalia.
It does?
It's
I don't remember.
not super obvious genitalia, but it's there.
Interesting.
Interesting. I try to keep it not super NSFW, because, like, I know some people are really uncomfortable with, like, super explicit shit. So I'm like, y'all can post butts.
It's good times. Oh.
Alright, y'all.
Get a phone call. I gotta call that back later. This is not the time. This is not the time. Yeah, so, I don't know.
That's the picture I was given for my birthday.
Oh, I just closed it too. Damn it.
Oh, look, it's already got 2 hearts.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember this one.
I didn't post that one. I didn't show you that one.
No?
No.
No. Seems familiar.
I showed you the face.
Oh, that might be. Yeah. Okay.
That's garbage. Yes, Wendy. We're talking about the booty barn.
So, yeah. Next topic.
Now that we're done talking about booties.
Yeah, you can only get so much track record out of that. It's only okay. Oh my gosh, that's that one fan character from the episode with the Vapor. What's her name? It's the other one with the pink hair. Oh gosh.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. I'm just closing this.
So, if you want to see some quality tier stuff, like Needle Stitch's booty, donate to the Patreon. You can get into our Discord, and you can see the booty barn.
So they talk about what did they talk about in the writing last week? Like with what was some of what Somber said?
A lot of it was just basically discussing why he did what for Project Horizons, why he hadn't killed off certain characters, why he had killed off certain characters, why he made the stable 99, things like that.
Did he confirm if he's ever heard my song about that?
Yeah, he did.
All right.
He did in fact say that he had heard your song.
All right.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah, that got ridiculously popular like right away. Like I remember I came up with the pun of 99 problems when I was reading just like random shit in the stable check chat. And then as soon as I did, I'm like, okay, now I got to do that. And it was also what originally started the whole thing was I had a someone contacted me. It was long after I'd done a lot of my other Fallout songs, Equestria songs, and they're like, yeah, we're doing a some kind of album to help get Sombra to the BronyCon 2014 or something, and they're like, yeah, and so they mentioned that to me like way early on in the year, and I totally forgot about it because I was kind of thinking about it like all the other BronyCon albums, which are like, it's mostly like EDM and like dubstep and stuff. Like I always reference the 100% No Feeble Cheering, which was mostly electronic, and then a few really quality metal songs. And then, and I'm like, I don't know what I could contribute. He's like, yeah, just think about it. And so I'm like, okay. And then I came up with the 99 Problems pun, and I threw it together real quick. Oh, he emailed me, and he was like, hey, just let you know, we got like one more week before we got to put this together. And I'm like, okay. And that's what spurred that on, and now it's like one of my like top 5 most listened to and downloaded songs. Holy hell.
Nice. I was
it's funny.
I was going through some of the stuff on the YouTube creator side. Like, just curious how many copyright strikes we've gotten because of you. 6 in one video.
Fantastic. Which video?
It was the one where you did like the compilation of all of your songs.
Oh yeah, that would do it.
And then
yeah, it's
one for the whole of the whatchamacallit, the Heathens one, and then one for a podcast in which you played the Heathen song, which kind of made me mad because it was a really long podcast, so that could have been really good for our monetary stuff, but fuck you.
I don't remember that. I usually don't play songs. That must have been the one where Kelly played it. Because I know Kelly did that once where he played a lot of random crap music that I like. I normally don't do that unless it was like by accident and it slipped through the speakers.
See, I think it's funny that like that one time when I started playing a bunch of random music, it didn't get copyright striked.
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, I would have thought that at least Never Gonna Give You Up is gonna get project.
Yeah, people vastly overestimate AI. AI is not something to be feared. It's something to be laughed at for the most part.
So, y'all can't see, Needle, our goddess rises. I am the goddess. Hello.
Oh my gosh.
But, we can see what videos are monetized and what videos aren't monetized. We can't see why they aren't monetized and why they are monetized.
Yeah.
So, Amoria's Loins for Wasteland Survival Guide is about a tree that fucking murders people and devours their corpse. And that's monetized.
Nice.
Our, chapter about guns is monetized, even though that's about killing ponies. Our chapter about drugs is monetized, even though that's about addiction and death and drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Our chapter about shelters and how to build your house is not monetized.
I would love to see like what the reasoning, like how it can't be the music, because I mean it's all one song that we've been using and it's an original song written for us by PSP7 masters. So I couldn't imagine. It's just the YouTube, YouTube being stupid. So
yeah, and like I was talking to my friend Spike, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's really liking the booty. I was talking to my friend Spike, right? And I was like, Spike, why is the YouTube analytics for monetization so fucked? And he goes, dude, I don't know. Like, I have this one chapter, or I have this one story about, like, a little kid that gets lost and is scared and it's fine. And, they get back to their house and it's a relatively happy ending. And that's fine, or that's not monetized. But on the other side of the coin, I have a story about a woman who cheats on her husband with a giant spider, and it has very explicit sex scenes. That's monetized.
Fantastic.
I'm like, are you serious? Like, you got this cute little, like, not so bad story, and it's fine. And then you have this story that's super explicit, and it's not fine. Or it is fine.
I feel like there's more explanation needed behind that spider story. That sounds interesting.
I haven't listened to it, but or maybe I have. I was just asleep because I like to run his YouTube channel when I fall asleep. That's the best thing for YouTube analytics, like for monetization and everything. People who fall asleep with your videos watching.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because it's all like a click button kind of engine. Like, obviously, you don't have to watch the whole video for the view to register either. I know there's it depends on the kind of video and the length of the video, but I think in the general sense, it's like if you watch the first 10 minutes, it counts as a watch. Unless it's shorter, then it's like, something else.
Yeah. Like, Ice Mare is fantastic.
God.
For our monetization. I went and I saw, pardon any staticky sounds you might be hearing, I'm trying to work on a plastic bag thing.
I'm trying to suffocate too. It's okay.
What?
Nothing. What were you saying about Ice Mare?
So Ice Mare equates to right now. It equates to about 85% of our monetization.
Oh, snap.
And granted, we only make like $5 a month right now, but...
Yeah, all the money's in Patreon, to be honest. Like, YouTube monetization really doesn't bring in much of anything. I think it's like 100 clicks is $1 or something.
It's 100 views is $1.
Views, yeah.
But after a certain amount of time, that goes down.
Yeah.
Does that mean I should start falling asleep when I'm listening to the Break Room podcast? You should put on a playlist of just EAST Corp Production stuff and just fall asleep. Run it while you're at work.
Yeah.
That's great for us.
We have a bunch of playlists of, like, you could go to the break, there's like the Break Room playlist of the old stuff. There's the music playlist, the confessions playlist. Just, give us whatever clicks you want. That'd be great.
And then don't ever skip past the ads. I know sometimes they're a pain in the ass, but if you skip the ads, that negates any money that we get for that ad. Let me tell you how YouTube analytics works, because we like to be able to put these videos out for you guys. These videos sometimes cost us money, like when we hire awesome people like Dusty Cat and Scribbler to help us.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's I like it for the comments, especially, obviously the good comments. It's reassuring for continuing on. Like, there was one thing here in the Ice Mare, I'm trying to find it now, where a guy was like, I was super disturbed about all the vivid descriptions of the abominations in the tanks. And I'm like, yes, that's what I was going for. Horrifying.
Feed me your
body
salt.
Need more body horror. I actually, you'd be surprised what levels I go to come up with ideas too. Like, I've watched surgeries and dissections and all sorts of good stuff to get ideas for stuff.
Some of the videos that, like, on the recently watched tab for the EAST Corp channel in general, I'm just like, what the fuck is Sky been doing?
Yeah, it's good for ideas.
So what are y'all doing for Nightmare Nights?
Oh yeah, we'll have videos and stuff coming out for sure. But as far as the actual, like, I don't know what I'm doing this year. Now, October is really weird for me too, because like the last 3 Octobers became like busy by surprise at the last minute, so I'm kind of bearing down for that to happen again. It's like the first year, it was my last year of college, last semester, and I was supposed to have a big party actually, but then I had this test pop up at the end of the month, and so I had to like cancel it and study for that. So that sucked. And then the following October, I worked 90-hour weeks for like half the month because of the stupid ship thing. And then the year after that, I moved and was packing, and my car died. It like killed itself. And then last year was it really did. And then last year was a whole bunch of like drama bullshit that I had to like drive back and forth between town and the Bay Area. So that sucked. So yeah, this year I don't know what to expect. I have my it's just bearing down. See what happens.
I have a convention.
Is it literally Nightmare Nights?
Huh?
Is it literally Nightmare Nights like Dallas?
Oh, no. Fuck that con. So glad it's fucking dying.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember now.
I can't stand that con. A friend of mine actually invited me to come with him to Nightmare Nights because he wanted me to do my vinyl cosplay with him. I'm like, nah, fam. I'm good. You couldn't pay me to go back to that thing.
I've been spending the last 2 months also making sure all the right pieces are in place to get the new Fallout Day song ready, because that's very important to me and the channel, I think. And so it's coming along super great, and I'm just waiting for the art now and the final version of the song too. So look out for that. I think it's going to be really fun this year. People should like it.
We don't have a lot to talk about right now, just because like we want to talk about Terminal Secrets, but we can't.
Part of the problem too is that I can't remember when we've only had 2 people on a podcast. It's pretty slim pickings.
We were supposed to have a patron, but he never showed up.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. We've got like 6 of them now.
Right.
You think we'd have at least 1?
Okay, guys. So for our lovely viewers who are listening, who are overseas, and it is currently nighttime for them, what time works for you guys to listen to podcasts? Because we're thinking about maybe doing I guess earlier podcast.
And put the time relative to GMT. So like just because that way then it's easy for us to measure for like hosting and stuff.
Yeah. Because we want more of you guys to be able to be involved, because I know a lot of the problem is, damn it, we missed the podcast, and they happen all at the same time, but usually it's later in the night for people who are on GMT.
Yeah, so like Saturday night at 2000 GMT or something like that. You know, that's because we're feeling out a few different ideas. Like we're considering doing like a Saturday morning thing, which for Needle and I would be like later on Friday night, which would work for me. As I don't know, it's a whole lot of options.
We want to try to involve you guys more. Because if it weren't for you, we like legit would not be doing this.
No.
We'd just be like,
No, really, like the original podcasts were mostly a way for James and I to get out a lot of pent up frustration from Stable Tech. But now it's evolved into a much different thing. So.
Everything hurts. My back hurts. Everything. I'm just getting old. I'm getting old,
yeah, I'm pretty
Sky.
sick too. The trips. Yeah, it's a thing. I'm still waiting for Make Us All Robots. That'll happen.
Oh my god. I was joking around with a friend of mine. I was like, I need you to send me some Halloween booties. So he sends me some chocolate gold coins.
Ah, there you go.
Fuck you.
Ask for that. Yeah, so late night podcast. Yeah, see, late night podcast, I would be much better too, because I shine the brightest tonight. So that could be a lot of fun.
Late night podcast for us. I will get some drinks and
it'd be just like Valentine's Day. It'd be the After Hours podcast.
The After Hours podcast. We got to do that again.
Oh yeah.
Or we could do what? Let's see. Hold on, let me pull up a calendar.
Welcome all you attractive equines to the late night show, starring whoever shows up for that.
Okay, so my birthday is on a Friday. We could do a late night podcast on my birthday.
There we go.
Just like get super swifty.
Get swifty. Yeah, we could have a Rick and Morty podcast, talk about the season 3, because that's been pretty interesting actually. Like the opening episode, they bear down on the they have an ending similar to season 1 where it's like, this season's gonna be dark as shit, Morty. It's gonna be darker than the show's ever been before. And then they're actually delivering. These are pretty intense episodes relative to the old ones. It's much darker. So I like that.
Oh, jeepers. Jeepers creepers! Ah, I'm still waking up.
I thought for a second, I'm like, that would be a fun song to parody. And I'm like, oh yeah, I already did that.
What parody?
You know what song I still need to do? And I can't remember if the problem was I couldn't find an instrumental for it yet, was The Witch Doctor. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ding, dang. That song. I thought that would be really, really fun for something.
I told the witch doctor I was in love with you. I told the witch doctor you didn't love me too. And then the witch doctor, he told me what to do. He said, ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah. It's really hard to do that in that voice.
I was going to say. Yeah, give it some kind of fun, like, Fallout Equestria twist. I don't know. Yeah, I'll probably have more songs based on like our storylines too. Like I was really happy with how Scar turned out on my channel, and you know, more things like that.
Somebody sent me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Shadow Sky. Shadow Sky sent me his OC.
Oh, more stuff that would encourage them to watch our original content, of course, but then also yeah, you know, feed into it. I like building off of the collective
Oh, so cute.
narrative.
Hold on, excuse you. Oh, you didn't do her with your patches, you bitch, but whatever, it was free, so I'm not gonna complain. No, okay, so somebody was, like, taking requests for OC doodles on Twitter, and so I posted my OC, you know, just as a, hey, here, if you want to draw her, and she didn't draw her with the patches, but it's okay. It's okay, because it was free, so I can't complain. Let me tell you about something that kind of triggers me just a little bit, pisses me off just a little bit.
Oh no. Okay.
When somebody does something for you for free as like a gift or as a request or something, they do it for free, and then you complain about it because it's not like just the right way that you wanted or some bullshit.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
It was free.
Yeah, I don't know. I always feel the same way too. Like when you get like fan art or something, like you really can't. I mean, it's just jacked up. It's looking a gift horse in the mouth, literally. And it's like, you know, just be happy that someone did something for you. It's really nice and appreciative. You gotta take the thought into consideration.
Right? I absolutely love it when people draw my OC. Like, as long as it's not lewd. Because, you know, I don't know you like that.
Really low quality lewds.
You know, I don't
like a
I don't
stick
know you
figure.
like that. But if
Rain Abomination.
Scratchy's been doing shut up. Scratchy's been doing some really cute art of Needle Stitch and like Oakheart and everybody. He's just been doing super adorable art, and I absolutely love it. But he hasn't crossed that line, and that's what I really like, is that he's not crossing a lewd line.
What, the waistline?
What?
The waistline? Get it? You get it?
You're a dork.
Get it. So, that just made me think of the if ponies wear pants, would they wear them like this or like this?
Oh my god.
I think they would wear them the way they do wear them in the show, the Lyra fashion. It's just proper waistline. It's just like, I mean, they do stand up on two legs sometimes. It's like awkward and short-lived, but you know, it happens. That was the best part of the Equestria Girls movies, was when they like first break through and they're still like doing like horse relative. So, or like in reverse, like when Sunset comes back and she's still walking around like a person. Freaking monkeys. I think that's the song I'm happiest with the last couple of months, actually, was the Lyra thing I put out for Valentine's Day, was the Bad Blood thing, or was it Bloodhound Gang? That was really fun.
Oh my
Human
god.
touch. Yeah, After Hours podcast. That would be really fun. We'd and it, you know, we'd open up to different audiences too, people that can't usually make it at this time, so we could see what you know, what they would bring to the table and stuff.
Since obviously y'all are just going to complain about being bored and not contribute anything.
And hopefully get more consistent Kelly and Oakheart. I've been dying for that, because they both add a really interesting spice to the podcast when they're on. And attentive, I should say. You know, when Oakheart's not like fudging around in the background and actually paying attention to the conversation.
When she's not at work and putting her phone down.
Yeah. I don't care. She could go to the bathroom and be on the podcast.
Oh my god. No.
Just ignore work. Work's not important.
Okay, guys, you want to hear some bad puns? I have some bad puns for you. Some bad jokes. You want some bad jokes? I'm gonna tell you bad jokes whether you like it or not. So, what do you call a fish with no eyes?
I don't know.
A fish.
Okay.
Because there's no I.
Yeah. And
A fish. Well, there goes my plans for today.
that just reminds me of the Simpsons fish now. The Blinky, the three-eyed fish.
Blinky.
There's too many eyes.
Okay, let's see.
I think they found a fish with 3 eyes in a river somewhere once, and it was like, oh, Blinky fulfilled.
Who is it?
Oh my gosh. Or podcasters.
Who's here? Who's here? If you're not gonna say anything, I'm gonna kick you.
I think
Hello?
it's Snow.
Oh, there we go.
Yellow.
It's me.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Anyway, what's the difference between a dirty bus stop and a lobster with implants?
What?
What's the difference between a dirty bus stop and a lobster with implants?
Lots of things?
One they kill you, and the other one I'm not sure.
You give up?
Yes.
One is a crusty bus station. The other is a busty crust station.
Oh, I like it. I like it. I was thinking like the implants thing. I'm like, is like fake like longer claws?
No, boobies.
Lobster tits.
Lobster titties.
That's gross.
What are you thinking about today, Nemo? Fish titties. Nemo, you can't keep thinking about fish titties. Stop thinking about titties.
Oh my gosh.
In Needles
It's a bad time
podcast,
to
we just
come
talk
up.
about tits.
I don't know if that's a thing in the ocean, is it? Like water mammals. I don't know if they actually have mammary glands. That's
They do
something
have
I've never
mammary
actually thought of.
glands, but they work in a different way.
I was gonna say the whole underwater thing would make things tricky, and not all of them have like lips to like form a seal.
Actually,
well,
you
I
know
do
what?
know that.
Now I'm curious.
Do we have an ocean scientist that can tell us about fish titties?
I know a little bit
Technically-
about it.
Technically not fish, I know.
Yeah, technically not fish. Do dolphins create milk?
Mammals rule, brah. What you got with the big fish? You got freaking sharks. Okay. Well, what you get with big mammal? You get a freaking orca, freaking killer whale that eats sharks' livers and reverse drown them above the water. If you ever read about ways that orcas kill animals, it's pretty horrifying. Like they're like the serial killers of the deep.
Indeed.
Okay.
Nature's
all right.
scary.
Let's see. Dolphins with calves produce milk in their mammary glands. Dolphins can simultaneously lactate and gestate, so a pregnant dolphin may continue to feed an already born calf. Dolphin calves typically stay with their mothers for up to 5 years. They may also nurse for more than a year during their time. The average lactation for a dolphin calf has not been calculated to date due to the challenges of studying lactation in non-captive dolphins. Although average nursing periods tend to last between 6 months to 2 years, according to Christy West and her colleagues at the Sarasota Dolphin Research Program, which collected and analyzed bottlenose dolphin milk samples between 1998 and 2006. Calves need high-fat milk. The portion rate...
What did?
Huh?
Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
The proportion of fat available in the mother's milk was directly related to the mass of the calves. Researchers also found that as fat content decreased and milk water and potassium content rose, the calf mass proportionally decreased. The availability of high-fat prey for the mother is critical to the quality of her milk supply and the rapid growth and development of her calves. It doesn't say how they do it, but they do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't explain to me the mechanics of dolphin titties. So
Okay,
the
I found
other
it.
thing too. Oh my
Found it.
gosh. The other thing too at the beginning, why did they point out it's like, oh, I can lactate and gestate at the same time? Like, yeah, can't most mammals? Like,
No.
that seems like a weird thing to point out.
Nope. It's really weird because like sometimes like it doesn't happen often, but when female humans, for instance, when they're nursing, their bodies won't accept an egg, and they won't become pregnant until after they stop nursing.
Really?
Yeah.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's not a foolproof way of stopping pregnancy, but it does help a little bit.
So,
go ahead.
Okay.
So, how do dolphins nurse and reap the benefits of all of the high-fat milk anyway, since they don't have lips? SeaWorld points out the additional challenges of trying to drink milk while immersed in liquid, and that explains that dolphins and other marine mammals can roll their tongues into straw-like shapes, complete with zipper-like projections.
Oh, weird.
This allows the dolphin calves' tongues to form a watertight seal that keeps milk in and salt water out.
Oh, weird. I didn't know that, actually.
Yep. Apparently, dolphin milk is about as thick as a milkshake.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, of course someone has tested this before.
So yeah, you're welcome.
God.
That's how dolphins feed their calves.
All right, I gotta say, I learned something new today.
You can't say Derpy didn't teach you anything now.
We should also point out to anyone that wasn't aware, like, dolphins are very, very aggressive animals. Like, just watch the King of the Hill episode where he almost gets molested by a dolphin. It's just, yeah.
Hi,
Nature's
Trixie.
scary. Trixie is the best, greatest, and most powerful of waifus. Is there any possibility you can do another Straight Outta Stable 2 video? There are some other raps I was thinking of, like, parodying at some point. We could do something kind of ridiculous like that.
I'll do it. I'll do my Little Pip voice. I'll do it.
Yeah, you should do Anaconda cover. That would be really funny in a Little Pip voice.
My anaconda don't. My anaconda don't. My anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, hun.
We could write that really funny, actually. That would be fun.
I would have to try to keep the Little Pip voice because it's
That's the hardest part. Yeah.
Because it's like a little bit lower in pitch to the Derpy voice, so certain things I would have to be careful of not going into the Derpy voice. So it would be a challenge, but it would be fun.
And I could do the Sir Mix-a-Lot stuff in the background.
Oh my god. Look at her plot.
My anaconda don't. My anaconda don't. Yeah, that's oh god, that was a hallmark of the late 80s. That's a great song.
I gotta finish up the You're Welcome thing for Vermont before that.
You're welcome? What?
Yeah, because we were doing a Little Pip version of You're Welcome.
What's You're Welcome?
What can I say except you're welcome for the sun, the stars, the sky. Hey, it's okay, you're welcome.
Oh, it's from Moana?
I'm just an ordinary demi-guy. Yes, the Moana song.
Oh, I never did see this movie, so that was my first
Right
problem.
there. We just got demonetized.
What, from you singing that?
Probably.
Bullshit. No way.
Disney, oh my god, okay. So the song that shall not be spoken of, I did a parody of a Disney song. I'm not saying what, because I don't want you guys to go and find it, because it sounds really bad. I was sick when I recorded it, but they're like, we need you to do this, like, last minute. So I was sick when I recorded it, and it sounds really bad. But it was a Disney song, and Disney demonetized it for us, but monetized it for them, so that they're getting all the money.
Oh, what a dick.
Which, GG, you're getting like $1 because it was like 100 views that went on it.
Yeah. Disney's bullshit anyway. I mean, the copyright laws expanded under heavy-handed Disney protection is bullshit because they've made so much of their money and clout off of old public domain stories that they've essentially just put their own little fan fiction spin on. Like, you think Disney wrote The Little Mermaid? No, freaking what's his name? The Scandinavian guy did.
Hans Christian.
I don't care what. Yeah, Hans Christian Andersen. I don't care what like fun, whatever's they added to it. It's like it's not. It's like they're really. It's the peak of irony. That's all I'm saying. And like I think in general, copyright law is bullshit anyway. It's gone way too far. So there's a lot of like great old things, even recently, that are like open domain. Like most of H.P. Lovecraft stuff is in public domain because the new copyright laws didn't roll in until the late 20s, and he had written most of his like best stuff by then. Like he didn't live long; he only lived into his 50s, I think. So
right.
I think so, yeah.
You let's talk about copyright laws for a second.
Yeah.
So somebody asked if it was Let It Go. It was not Let It Go.
I still got to do Let It Go at some point.
It was not Let It Go. But so I was talking to a friend of mine who shall not be named because it's serious name dropping. Who just hopped in?
Now it's Krelak.
No way.
No, we need more podcasters. Anything to spice.
But he never talks. He stays quiet.
I'm talking.
So what's the point of having him here if he's not gonna say shit?
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Krelak, are you working on my art for this song? Because that would be sweet. I really hope you do that art.
Yeah, you said it's for a song, right?
It is for a song that everyone here listening is very excited for. Oh my god, more people.
Who is it?
You said you wanted more people, Skybolt.
We do need more people.
Anyway,
Welcome.
finish my story.
Welcome, Wendy.
So, friend of mine.
Just tell us what song you parodied.
Fuck off. Friend of mine. Shut up! Who, like I said, shall not be named because it's serious name dropping, and like, I'm okay with name dropping like small horse famous people. I'm not okay with name dropping this person. But this friend of mine did some work for Disney and could not get any of the rights to their voice stuff for their portfolio. So they had to fight just to be able to get the sound clips so they could be like, hey, yeah, I did do this, or put it on their IMDb or anything. Like, They weren't even allowed to put it on their IMDb because Big Brother Disney was like, nah, fam.
I don't think so.
That's terrible.
I always reference the South Park episode when thinking about Disney, because that's essentially how I picture them.
Oh, boy!
Oh boy, did you just steal some quality Disney property? Do I have to send you to the hills of Tomorrowland?
You got... So... did I tell you guys a story about, how a friend of mine woke me up at, like, 3 in the morning one time to tell me about a bad dream she had?
Oh, okay. Better be.
Good lord.
So
I would be so mad at them.
it ties into this whole Disney thing.
Yeah,
So, we,
Disney World!
Disney World! I'm trying to go to Disney World. Hashtag send Stitch to Disney. Anyway, so she woke me up at like 3 in the morning, and she was crying, and she goes, hey, I need somebody to talk to. I said, what's wrong? And she goes, I had a really bad dream. And I said, okay, what happened? She goes, I had a dream that I was in bed, and I was asleep, and the next thing I hear is, I'm gonna rape you,
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, oh my god! So I started laughing at her, like hardcore. She's crying and she's like, Mickey Mouse is gonna touch my butt. And she's just sobbing about it. And the next day at school, I went up to her and I was like, So every time I saw her, I would just go,
Oh my god.
That's evil.
That is
evil indeed.
Well, I mean, it is a legitimate fear. I mean, look at what Disney does to countless child actresses like Hannah Montana. They go full Miley, which really should be an adjective at this point. You don't want to go full Miley.
You never want to go full Miley.
That's terrifying.
Oh, actually,
She was
I wanna
already
stop.
she was already set up for bad things anyway, because it's like I remember one story where it was like she did some photo shoot with her dad, which was the first reason she was famous, Billy Ray Cyrus, and in the photo shoot she takes off her shirt at some point, and it's like really weird, and she was not 18 yet, and it's like, what the hell are you doing,
God.
dude? Does anyone else remember that story? I don't think I'm
I don't
imagining.
remember that, but I do remember like when she did work for Wrecking Ball, she was working with this director that is notorious for making things over sexualized.
Yeah, no kidding.
And
She
so
was
that's the
naked
reason,
on a wrecking ball. That's like,
right? But he's like a legit like molester. Like he's a bad dude. He's not a good dude.
well, yeah, he works in Hollywood. Hollywood is full of molesters.
Right? But people still use him because he does good work. I mean, look at the ratings that Wrecking Ball has. Whether or not you like the song, you can't deny it's got crazy views.
Yeah.
So,
So
actually
at
kinda
what point do we
terrifying.
start talking about Roman Polanski movies?
so like, yeah, so people continue to use him because he creates good shock value videos. And they get views, and views for, celebrities mean money. I mean, they mean money for everybody, but, like, we wouldn't know. We barely get any views.
It's really legitimately horrifying.
Just think, guys, you make it to the point where you have enough views that you guys can get away with illegal stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. We're not that famous yet. We don't have
Not
Todd
yet.
Howard money. It just works.
I wish I could get
actually,
enough views to get away with it.
Yeah, that would be pretty sweet.
What?
It's
Oh,
like
hey,
when
we
you're
got a
like,
fourth person! Hi, Splee Dude!
Hey, what's up?
yeah,
So
now
Needle.
it's a party.
Yes,
What would you do if you could get away with it?
with illegal shit.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter, because you wouldn't know, because I'd gotten away
Yeah, this
with
is
it.
one of those things. It's like you're rich enough that you pay people to silence. That's yeah.
The sound of silence is not darkness, it's money.
Mine would be really lame. Mine would essentially just be trouncing all over the bullshit copyright laws and just being like, just essentially doing what I'm doing, but also broadcasting it on, like, radio stations and stuff, and being like, what are you going to do? Sue me? I don't think so. Yeah, I would do a Michael Jackson, and I would buy the back catalog of, I'm going to buy your music. And 'cause that was a big feud he had for like years, because he got rich and then he bought the Beatles back catalog, and Paul McCartney was like, what are you doing, man? And he's like, I own your music now. And yeah, he made money off the Beatles music for like 30 years until he died.
He was fucking clever.
Oh yeah, that's part of how he got so famous. It's always a certain amount of marketing and business gene is behind every successful artist, because it's one of those essential components. Art can only go as far as the people that are reached by it. So yeah, it depends on what kind of world you want to swim in. And of course, the talent was essential first. You had to have
Yeah.
the
He
right
had to get up there.
the right amount of daddy issues to become a super famous pop star.
The right amount of daddy angst.
Skybolt, sell the drugs. Oh my gosh, I would be like, what was his name? I almost said Pablo Francisco. That's a whole nother thing. I would be Pablo Escobar levels of drug lord if I if I were rich enough. It would be fantastic.
Oh,
Wait,
Lord,
you didn't
no.
go Scarface there for a minute.
Oh, say hello to my little pony. Say hello to my little pony.
What the fuck, Sky?
It's like we have a drug themed horses that, at each dispensing station. Oh my
I
god!
like this idea.
Somebody needs to draw a picture of Scarface with just a pile of the East Corp OCs say hello to my little ponies.
No, yeah, just draw a picture of Skybolt as Scarface in that scene where he's got the big pile of cocaine in front of him. That would be really funny, actually. Yeah, there we go. We've already got a branding. Sky High. I love it. Fuck yes. And Smooth Criminal is my favorite Michael Jackson song, so that's even perfect. You've been struck by a smooth criminal. It's very underrated. People be talking about Billie Jean when I'm over here, like, freaking leaning Smooth Criminal style. That's actually a patent. Michael Jackson got a patent for his special shoes that, like, lock into these rods on the floor, and that's how he does the lean.
Seriously?
Yeah, it was. I think it was like right before the album and shows and stuff came out. It's really simple. I mean, it's just like some assistant or whatever puts up the rod and then he just like slides them into place. Yeah, Billie Jean is like low tier Michael Jackson to me. Who do I trust? I trust myself. Scarbolt. It's even better. See, that's the great thing about Skybolt. It's looking for puns in all directions.
Not my love.
Just keeps going.
She's just a mare.
Then I could do a parody of Push It to the Limit too. That would be great. Push it to the limit. Or wait, was that the Scarface song? No, what was the Scarface song?
It's the Eye of the Derby.
Actually, that could work.
Yeah, it was Push It to the Limit. I was right. Okay. Walk along the razor's edge, the limit. So yeah,
this podcast is fucked.
Yeah, they usually the best ones usually are. It gets better. This podcast is like wine; it gets better over time. What?
It's probably because I'm here.
Yeah, no, now we have more people to actually make it good. Needle and I were too out of it by ourselves to do anything really.
We're exhausted, okay? Like, I work from 5 a.m. to 4 p.m. Or from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., but I get up at 5. So,
I just got back from a business trip.
Ouch.
I'm out of it.
Oh yeah, Sky just came back from a business trip, so we're just tired. I haven't quite adjusted to my new schedule yet. And it sucks because in a couple of weeks I'm going to be sent over to another schedule, so like my entire life is just kind of fucked for the next couple months. And
yeah,
then I gotta...
I had to go on night shift for a month in the Navy. That was bad.
Like never having the time to settle in.
Yeah, like I'm a nocturnal person. I don't get up until 11 and then I stay up really late. I'm just a nocturnal person. But like this new schedule is requiring me to be awake during the day. Sometimes it's funny because like sometimes I'll get up and I will just be so mad that I don't even feel like making my hair look nice, so I'll just throw a wig on.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's quick and easy.
They're all hanging up on my wall, so I'll just be like, do I feel like being purple today? I do. So I'll just grab the purple one and I'll put the purple one on. I love my new job. Like, I work as cell phone tech support for old people.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I think I'd rather kill myself.
And no, because I do the escalated ones because I'm a team lead.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh.
And the escalated ones are typically emails or online chats. So I'll just sit there listening to audiobooks and typing out emails.
Oh my gosh.
I went into work really angry one day, not for any particular reason. I wasn't angry for any particular reason. I was just angry because I had to be up that early. And I told my supervisor, I was like, hey, so I'm going to sit at my desk. I'm going to put some headphones in. And I'm going to do emails. And she goes, okay, I'll touch your shoulder if I need anything.
Oh my god.
Man.
I get paid nearly $15 an hour just to answer emails and listen to audiobooks.
Oh my
Jesus.
Nice.
I wish.
I'm not
That's
fucking
so much
complaining.
better.
Like, I love my job.
That is so much better than my girlfriend had. She had the same kind of job at lower level.
Oh yeah, I'm sitting here at lower level too.
Ooh, okay. So you guys want to hear some funny tech support stories? Because tech support stories are the best.
Yeah, they are.
Yes, yes, they are.
Okay, so dude calls in, right? And he can't make outbound calls. And I was like, okay, that's really weird. Let's go ahead and try to figure out why. Try calling this number. It's our test hotline number. It's free to call. And it'll tell me what's wrong with your phone. And he goes, okay, so he calls it, and it says your call cannot be completed as dialed. And I was like, that's really weird. That number works. I know it works. So I had him read back the number to me, and he read back the right number. And I was like, okay, weird. So I have him go through the motions. You know, shut your phone off, shut it, turn it back on, call the number again. Still doesn't work. I said, okay, you have service, so you should be able to make calls. Do me a favor, open up your phone and tell me, what, if you have a SIM card in there. And he does, or he doesn't. He says he doesn't have a SIM card, and I'm like, okay, cool, mystery solved. We're gonna need you to go into your old phone, take the SIM card out of that, and put it into your new phone. And he goes, oh wait, is that what a SIM card looks like? Yeah, I have one of those in my phone. I'm like, shit, okay, so this just opens up a whole new can of worms. I thought I had figured it out.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, I was like, okay, take the SIM card out of your new phone and read to me the numbers on there so I can make sure that you have the right SIM card in there. And he does, he has the right SIM card, and I'm like, okay, this is really weird. Why is this not working? So, I'm like, okay, I'm going to put you on a brief hold. I'm going to go get one of our test phones, and I want you to walk me through every step that you take to start making a call. And he goes, okay, so I get up, I go get the test phone, and I sit back down, and I said, okay, walk me through it. He says, well, first I open up the phone. It's a flip phone. So I open it up, and I'm holding it, and he says, next I press the pound sign, and I'm like, okay, weird. Presses the pound sign, and then I dial the number, and so then I'm like, sir, do me a favor, just try typing the number without the pound sign.
What sort of sorcery?
And he goes, honey, I don't think that's gonna work. And I was like, just humor me for a second, just try it. Okay, but I'm telling you, I'll be a sumbitch, it did work.
Yeah.
So wait, for making every phone call, he was adding the pound sign at the end?
Yes, because he thought that's how you pull up the dial pad.
Oh.
He never thought to just start pressing the numbers. He just assumed you had to press the pound sign every time.
See, this is why I'd kill myself before doing old people tech support.
all right. I got a tech support story for you guys.
I got one more.
All right.
One more.
All right,
this one's a quick one. This one's a quick one.
All right.
Lady calls in wanting to switch her service over. And she goes, I think I might need to return my old cell phone to my previous provider because it's got some apps on here that are really important. I said, like what? And she goes, well, it has a calculator on it. And I was like, yeah? She goes, yeah, does it cost data to use your calculator? No, ma'am, it doesn't cost data to use your calculator. Were you making payments on the phone? Yeah, I paid off the phone. I paid for it. And I said, okay, then it's yours. You don't need to return it. Oh, okay. Okay, that was my second story.
All right. So my story. So I work as a military computer IT person.
Oh my gosh, that's even worse.
Oh yeah, it is. So occasionally I work at this big Joint Force headquarters in North Carolina. So we have people from all branches, but occasionally we'll get calls from people in the building. And me being the newest guy there and the lowest ranking person on the entire base, I'm the front door guy, so I get sent off to do all these kinds of things. So we get a call in from a colonel, and he says his monitors won't work.
Oh no!
He's done everything. They're plugged in. He's turned on and off his computer 3 times. And he just can't figure out what's going on. So We try and walk them through a few more steps. We always have to have them turn it off and back on while we're on the phone, because half the time they don't. They just say they do. So finally, we can't figure out what's wrong with this guy. So they're like, go ahead, go upstairs. He's in the command suite or the command hall, whatever. Go see if you can figure out why his monitors won't work. So I go up there, 3rd floor, all the way down, nice carpeted, area, as opposed to the tile the rest of the building. I've never been in there before. So I find his room, very nice view, and I go up to his computer, and I turn on and off the monitors. They have power. I turn off and on the computer. It's working. So I go into the back, and I look on the back of his computer, and his monitors aren't plugged into the computer.
Oh my god!
I'm like, okay. So I go over to the monitor, to the back of the monitor, and I'm following the cable that's supposed to go into the computer, and it plugs into the back of another monitor.
It's like plugging a power strip into itself and being like, why isn't it powered up?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
So I have to explain very slowly to this colonel, as a private first class, why his monitors aren't turning on, because he's plugged them into each other and not the computer. And he was saying that he thought it was like a daisy chain effect, like he only had to plug in one monitor and then plug that monitor into the, because we have
that's somewhat acceptable.
Yeah, so because all the computers up there have 3 monitors on them.
Yeah.
So he's like, I plugged one into the computer and then the 2 other ones into each other.
It doesn't work like that,
Kind
sir.
of makes sense.
That's really funny.
So I can send out emails to our entire team, okay? And recently, you guys might know that recently the iPhone 8 was announced and released.
Mm-hmm.
And so as soon as the iPhone 8 was announced, we started getting emails and calls and online chats about when we were getting the iPhone 8. And I started getting really annoyed with it. And one person was a total douche, was on chat and said, when are y'all getting the iPhone 8? I said, right now we don't have any information on when we're getting the iPhone 8. Keep an eye out on our website in order to see updates and everything. And they're like, well, why aren't y'all letting us pre-order the iPhone 8? All the other carriers are letting us pre-order the iPhone 8. So I went and I made a SpongeBob meme.
Oh my god.
And it was the mocking SpongeBob. It just said, all other carriers are letting us pre-order the iPhone 8. And I sent it out to all of the people on my team.
Yes.
That was great.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I remember when the iPhone first came out and it was AT&T only, and even then I was like, this is much ado about nothing. So it's it's funny. All
Android
the
Master
Actually, recently my mom got an iPad from my aunt and cousin from back east.
Fucking
Oh,
iPads.
God,
Okay, iPhones and iPads are tested on children. That is why they're so easy to use. If they cannot be used by a 5-year-old, they are not user-friendly enough.
You are like a little baby phone. Watch this.
It drives me insane, because, people are now getting this has always happened, but they're getting updates that they think are so innovative and amazing that Android has had for 5 years.
Yeah. No, I remember that with Siri. I had speech-to-text texting on my phone way back in 2010 or whatever, and they're like, "Oh my god, we got the Siri." It's like, okay, so you can hear her tell you a few jokes. It's like, as far as utility, having it translate your speech. I've been doing that for a while, guys. So
right, like
was
a friend of mine posted on Facebook. She was super excited. She goes, "Look at all this new innovative stuff that the iPhone 8 will let you do." And so
Innovative.
Like the big thing was the video screen recording thing. So I went into my phone, my LG G4, and I went in and I started a video recording of my screen, and I showed her every single thing that Android has already had that iPhone is just now getting. And she goes, "What is this? This is so weird." I'm like, "This is stuff that Android's had for years. Like, if you think it's so exciting and innovative, go to Android." Like, remember how
long it took them to get a 16:9 ratio screen?
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's like, I mean, who doesn't want a 3:2 screen? It's like, what the hell is this ratio?
It's kind of terrifying how people just ignore all of that.
Oh, man. No, you know what it is? It's a walled garden. And it's fine. If you like Apple, if you like the walled garden, that's one thing. I think of it like a gated community. It's like if you want to live in it by its stringent and crazy rules just because you want to say, oh, well, I'm in the whatever community. It's like, okay, cool. I'm out here with freedom and my house and my phone and everything, and I can do what I want. And yeah, I don't know. That's why competition is good. That's why you don't want monopolies or even duopolies.
And my favorite thing is the jailbreaking. Like, everybody's like, "Oh, I gotta jailbreak my phone in order to be able to do this, this, and this." And I'm just like sitting here casually going in developer settings, opening it up, and letting me do whatever the fuck I want in developer settings without destroying my phone.
Yeah.
Because with Android, you can do that. You can go into developer settings, you can open them up, and you can access so many more things. Like, you can put emulators on your phone so that you can play, like, PlayStation games and shit. Like, I play Spyro on my phone all the time. And
sweet. That's fun.
It's pretty cool. And, like, they also, if you know how to open up the developer settings in Android, they always have new little Easter eggs that you can get for each update. So, for instance, my phone has Marshmallow right now. They call their updates dessert names. So mine has Marshmallow, and in Marshmallow, it's a little Flappy Bird-esque game where there's marshmallows that come down, and you're the android dude, and you have to avoid hitting the marshmallows. And then for the next one, Nougat, it's a cat finding game similar to Pokemon Go, where as you travel, cats will come to your phone as you walk around and travel, and you can collect these cats.
Okay, that's cool. Fun.
iPhone doesn't do that shit.
Dang, I'm starting to rethink my decision on wanting to get an iPhone. I think I might get an Android now.
Androids are also cheaper. Like, you can buy the entire Cracker Barrel menu for less than the cost of the iPhone X.
Also, for me,
I've been seeing those memes.
About everything that's worth better way to spend your money than buying an iPhone X.
Oh God!
I just pay rent for a month and all of my bills and my credit card bill for less than the cost of the iPhone.
19 PS2s. I would rather have 19 PS2s.
Oh, my favorite one is it costs about $50 to adopt a dog. So you can either buy the iPhone X or you can adopt nearly 20 dogs.
My gosh. That would be
obviously it's the dogs.
Obviously the dogs. Android is master race. Like, we have all of the shit that iPhone is like, we're just getting now.
Also, Android allows you to install stuff not from the App Store if you want to.
Yeah, that's opening up the developer settings. You have to know how to do it. If you know how to do it, you can do it. Yeah, exactly. And like Alec is saying, they last longer too. Like, my LG G2 that I had, the G2 came out, I think, in like 2013, either 2012 or 2013, something like that. But no matter what update came out, it was running just fine. It went through 4 or 5 major updates before it required me to buy another phone because it was slowing down, but I mostly bought another phone because the battery stopped lasting as long, but I had it for 3 or 4 years.
You know, they last really long. Like, mine's been with me for like 4.5 years now.
Yeah. Apple, like, I think after 2 major updates, they start to slow your phone down to the point where you get annoyed by it.
Yes, they actually start software throttling it.
Huh.
So, they do that on purpose so that you're required to update. So that people... Because it used to be that they didn't do that, and people would just keep their iPhone 2, iPhone 3 for a while. And then suddenly they're just like, you know what? Fuck you. We want you to start updating. So they started soft throttling.
Yeah. Also, doing anything as a developer for an iPhone is really annoying.
Android master
Like,
based.
Yes, because
Okay.
you can't even test anything on your own phone because you're not allowed to add third-party apps. They already have to be approved for the App Store.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a completely different like culture. Like I think of the difference between Android and Apple, like the difference between Android and Ubuntu in the opposite direction, or like a Linux user. Like it's just like it's really not the same. Their approach to technology is more like an appliance than technology. Which is fine if that's what you want. You know, it works great for old grandmas and stuff and babies. But it's like in terms of utility, which is what technology is supposed to be, I don't know. I don't know how much you can really utilize it.
Samuel Pierce soft throttling. Basically, it means that they start lightly slowing down your ability to use it. So your app starts opening up slower. Your browser starts opening it slower. Your ability to download things starts getting a little bit slower. You don't notice it at much after the first major update. It might be like, oh, okay, this is a little bit annoying. It's opening up a little bit slower, but whatever, I can get used to it. But the second update, they'll start hard throttling it, which basically means it's a major slowdown. It uses up a lot more battery than it used to, so your iPhone is not using the battery as well as it used to. And they make it so that you get so annoyed with the device, you just want to get rid of it.
Yeah, it's called engineered obsolescence, and it's disgusting and disturbing. And you want to hear a real-world example of this being like horribly technocratic is when we just had a hurricane in Florida, the Hurricane Irma. And then we get this news article saying, oh, Tesla has just opened up the Tesla cars to add an additional 50 miles of range for her to escape the hurricane. And everyone collectively was like, you mean there's some kind of limiter put on how far you can drive your car? It's like, are people really okay with this? Are you really like okay with Elon Musk being able to sit at a freaking control panel and being like, now you can drive more? What happens when he's like, now you can't drive at all, and turns off your car for you and it'll never work? It's like, it's so horribly disturbing. And I want to buy an old 1970s car now just because if that's the future we're looking forward to, it's really, really horrifying. I really don't like that idea at all.
Samuel Pierce, yes, it is absolutely 100% considered a bad business practice. However, most people don't know that's what's going on. So I'm about to get real Illuminati confirmed right now on you. But most people don't realize that's what's going on. Most people think that, oh, my Android, or my iPhone is just getting old, it's just getting used up, you know, this is normal for phones, because the typical demographic are kids who want the newest, latest, and greatest things, so whatever, who cares, they're just going to upgrade anyway with the next phone that comes out, or older people who don't know any better.
Yeah.
people who...
And you know, the real irony too is these are the company types that would then go on and have their big crusade against climate change or whatever, while they're engineering obsolescence into lithium battery phones made of rare earth minerals that take a lot of mining to dig up. And it's like, oh yeah, just keep buying a new one every year, because that's totally better for the climate than just letting you use your phone for the entire natural physical life of the phone.
Right? And, like, the only reason why I've ever needed to upgrade my phone was because it literally dies. Like, the battery only lasts, like, an hour, but that's normal with the use of a lithium battery.
Yeah, lithium
or
batteries
I
do
dropped
have
it in the toilet.
That's even better.
You that
I
is
actually
right.
cheated on my phone indirectly, and now it doesn't work anymore.
So, if like I said, the only time I ever updated my phone is if it's a legitimate issue, battery dies, or if it's my own stupidity dropping the phone in the toilet. It's never, it's never, oh, I'm just doing this because I want the newest, latest, and greatest thing. No, I run my phones to the ground. They die before I upgrade. Because the new phone is expensive, and it baffles me that some people can afford to upgrade the new iPhone every single fucking year.
Actually, I don't think they afford it. They just pay extra with their phone subscriptions. At least that's how it works here in Europe.
Well, some companies allow you to do that too. Like the place I work for, they allow you to make payments on your phone. You have to put down a good amount of money depending on the phone. Like the iPhone 8, I think you have to put down $350 for, like, as a down payment. For the highest tier of gigabytes that they have for memory. I think it's like 250 or something like that. 250 gigabytes in a phone is ridiculous. Y'all don't need 250 gigabytes in your fucking phone.
I got 250 gigabytes in my phone. I got a 200 gigabyte micro SD card.
See, that's a micro SD, but 250 gigabytes built into the actual phone? What the fuck?
Well, the problem was we had a few years period, again, thanks to the damn iPhone, where no phones would have micro SD cards anymore. And the thing that sucks is that sometimes Android phones will follow those trends, like how my phone doesn't have a native freaking headphones jack, so I had to buy a bunch of little dongles to put in the butt. And yeah, so it's like I'm dealing with that, but it's like now finally, thank God, they brought back the SD card, so I can have all my audiobooks and all my music and all my podcasts at the same time, which is great. Before we move past it too, Samuel Pierce points out a really good thing. It's like, if you want a 70s car, buy a Pinto. It's like, yes, actually, horrible things companies do have gone on for a very long time, like the Ford Pinto, where they decided it was cheaper to sell cars that were blowing up with people driving in them.
Oh no!
And they knew it was cheaper to just pay off those lawsuits rather than to recall the entire line, which is horrifying and sick and, yes, exemplary of the fact that you need to be careful with everything you do and purchase.
You know, that software throttling that you mentioned is overheating of the phone also one of the results of the software throttling.
No,
that's a battery issue.
That's a hardware issue, not a software issue. If your battery is overheating, that is a bad thing. You probably should upgrade.
Yeah, because I mean, those can harm you. Like all those people that burn their crotches from laptops back in the day when they didn't have the battery thing quite worked out. I mean, the Chevy Volt, the recent electric car from Chevy, it was like that too, where you under some conditions you'd park it, and it slowly the battery would keep cycling or something, and then the car after you've left it away for 18 hours, then it catches on fire once it reaches that melting point in the battery's case.
Yeah, no, if you
it's like a prank.
Overheating can be caused by a lot of things. It can be caused by you not having a proper, this is me, my training, it could be caused by not having a proper cord, like you're not using the cord that you got with the phone. It could be caused by you not having the proper power brick connected to the cord, because it's either putting out too much or too little energy. It could be a problem with the actual outlet itself. because sometimes the outlet actually gets hot, which is a bad thing. I have had outlets catch fire. I have seen that happen. It is terrifying.
Just blow on it. It's fine.
It could be just blow on it, it's fine.
You just got to throw some water on it.
It could be caused by the phone battery just being old, or a faulty phone battery, or a broken plug port. So if your plug port is broken, like you accidentally dropped your phone or whatever, and it jostled the power port and it fucked up the little inner bits, then that could cause overheating. And sometimes it's fine, like sometimes it's fine for it to get hot. Sometimes it's really bad, like we saw in the case of the Samsung Galaxy 7.
Things
where it just fucking exploded. And it caused a national crisis. I've actually seen, when I was heading off to Nightmare Nights, that was the height of when the iPhone 7, or not the iPhone, the Samsung 7 was being banned from airplanes. And somebody had managed to get their I keep saying iPhone, their Samsung Galaxy 7 onto the plane, somehow managed. And while we were sitting in the terminal getting ready to take off, they took out their phone and they started messing with it, and one of the flight attendants recognized it, and they had to either give up their phone or be forcefully removed from the plane.
Skybolt.
They were forcefully removed from the plane.
You've got to drop this on the video sharing. So I read this week about some recent discovery in Syria where one of the I can't even keep track of who's fighting who anymore, but one of the armies found this rifle that someone had literally like Fallout 4'd together. It's a pipe rifle, but it's a 23 millimeter bore, like almost an anti-tank rifle that they just found in Syria in the middle of this, shit show going on. And it is the most literally Fallout thing I've ever seen.
Hold on,
that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, this is like literally a tank tier rifle. I think it's 23 millimeter or something for killing some tanks. It's
ridiculous.
That's an anti-materiel rifle right there, easily.
Yeah, exactly. So that was a really fun story to read. It was in a Fallout shit posting group.
and it just goes to show that human ingenuity shines during wartime.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can't even imagine the kind of ghost guns that are going to come out of future conflicts, especially now in the age of 3D printing.
Yeah.
I mean, all you need is the right file for a lower receiver, and everything else can be built on top of that. The lower receiver is what's controlled. At least
all right,
in
there you
America.
go, guys. So that's what Skybolt's talking about.
Look at that. That is literally a pipe rifle.
Lord.
That's like I remember a video from early last year too, where they found some I don't know, rebel convoy or whatever. They were using a literal like a cannon, like a 1700s era like naval cannon that they'd strapped to the back of a pickup truck and were firing and blowing holes in buildings like it's the freaking Pirates of the Caribbean. It was where did they find it? Where did they find the powder for it and cannonballs? Like, what in the fuck? Oh, man.
You want to hear something kind of crazy? I heard on the national news a few weeks back that a 2-mile radius near Germany had to be evacuated because they found a 4,000-pound bomb from the Royal Air Force.
Oh, my God.
Yes, I heard about that.
I heard about that, yeah.
Yeah, fun times.
Actually, it's still on our beaches as well, where they still find mines and shit.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, that's happening in especially Yugoslavia. Like half of the Croatian like countryside is covered in freaking minefields from the Yugoslav wars, and they're like, yeah, we haven't found them all yet. We know there's a bunch of mines out there, but just don't walk out there, please. We really don't know where they are.
It was actually a time in America where the news reported that a military base in America, they lost their nukes And
Oh
I
yeah,
was
there's
like,
been a few
I
lost
remember
nuclear
that.
weapons. There's one
We
lost
don't
off the
know where
coast of
nukes are.
Spain.
Just
There's a
be
couple
careful
lost
where you
in North
step.
Carolina.
Yeah,
Isn't there like
somewhere out here.
Isn't there in total like 5 nukes missing?
Oh, I think there's more than that. Like, because
Oh,
no
yeah.
one knows how many Russian submarines have disappeared because they still won't really
right.
talk about it.
how do you misplace nukes? I think those things would be
How do you
heavily
misplace
guarded.
a submarine?
Yeah. I mean, submarines go down or disappear, and you never hear from them again. And the ocean's hard to map, man. It's
Also, it was like the fall of the Soviet Union, so for the Russians it's really easy.
yeah.
The Americans have no excuse.
Yeah, well,
have-
2 American submarines they're confirmed crushed.
be
Like one was the
fair, we kind of do have an excuse. We have a Cheeto running our office.
oh man, no, we
yeah.
those
Let's
nukes were
not
lost
get
a
into
long time.
politics.
That's
Oh
why I
no,
said
no,
Cheeto.
no! This was way before he got in.
Yeah, this.
I'm
Also,
just
isn't
saying
all-
we are
is-
not a species meant to survive if we elect food to be in the office.
Oh my god,
Aren't
so
also
much
all
better
the-
than Obama. Head
Aren't-
and shoulders.
Aren't also all the launch sites in the US still using computer tech from the 70s?
Yes.
I'm somewhat more comfortable with that though. I like the idea
Yes.
of the nuclear arsenal being on analog systems. I don't want
Yeah.
some hacker somewhere to be able to get into a computer and being like, okay, and now we launch
Yeah.
everything. That's actually
Yeah.
that's how I think the next nuclear war will start. Is I think someone's going to hack into like Pakistan's nuclear arsenal or something, and they're just gonna they're gonna get their way in, and then bada bing, Pakistan's got like 200 nuclear weapons. They're gonna
And
shoot it
just
at
like
India
that, the
or
FBI is
something.
now listening to this podcast.
Oh, the
Yeah.
FBI probably is, but yeah, that's how I think, because that's actually what was it in one of the novels On the Beach I read earlier in the year, the one about nuclear war, like Australia, they're waiting for the end from the fallout clouds. How the war started in there is that at the time when it was still French Algeria, they had their own small arsenal of nuclear weapons, and they start the war. Some little, one of the smaller countries, and they pop off a few at, I think it was India, and then India back at Pakistan, and Pakistan back in India, and then everyone else. And so it just like gets crazy from there. And I don't know. I'm still waiting to see how this India-China border clash works out, because that's
Yeah.
a possibility.
That's actually also the reason why I'm terrified of electrical cars and just future cars in general.
Oh yeah,
EMPs, man.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did I tell you guys
Not
about
even-
a book that I read, a post-apocalyptic book? It's about an EMP, and it's great.
Mhm.
It's
I
called
love
As
those
the
kinds
Fire
of
Dies.
post-apocalypse.
Ooh,
Oh,
I know
I've
that
heard
one.
of that, but I don't know the actual story.
It's
I'll have to read it.
It's really good. It's actually based in the area I live in. So
Oh
all
my
of the things they're talking about, I'm like, I know that place. I know that place. I know that place.
As it describes burning to the ground.
Right? One of the places it describes burning down, I was like, yeah, fuck that place. But anyway, it's about these people who are living in Oregon, downtown Portland specifically,
Of course.
and an EMP hits, and they're thrown back into like early farmer time, and they have to figure out how to survive using early technologies and everything. Like there's this group of people who are Wiccan or pagan, I forget what they actually are, but they have a whole farm already that they have with horses and everything, and they're like, oh, we could just go to this fucking farm and be fine. Oh, it's a really good book though. You guys should listen to it
Interesting.
or
I'll
read
have
it.
to check it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out too. It's actually on my
listen.
it's actually on my list.
Sky, I
list.
have a physical copy if you want it. I have the audiobook on my Audible, so I don't need the physical copy. You could just send me your address and I'll mail it to you.
Oh no, I'd probably wait for my next audiobook coin too. I never have time to actually read anything anymore.
That's the reason why I have like
audiobook.
audiobooks.
Yeah, I mean, I read enough for work, man. I go through enough of that crap. For
Actually,
fun,
no,
I want to listen.
Actually, this made me think
We'll
of
just
a
pass the
audiobook I
book.
listened to fairly recently from James Rollins called The Sixth Extinction. It takes place all over Mono Lake. Really, really cool.
Oh yeah, Mono Lake, California / Nevada.
Yeah.
It's a giant salt lake. They say it's a part of the same geological system as the Great Salt Lake, because it's all essentially one giant desert, like dried lakes from whatever the last age was when it was all like wetland and the glaciers were lower. But yeah, and then a lot of it is stays desert because of all the coastal wind shadow from the mountains. It's like how the Gobi Desert exists because of the Himalayas. All the rain goes on the Himalayas and southward, so everything north of that in the Gobi Desert is dry as fuck. So, yeah.
Dry as fuck.
Where was I going with that? What was I talking about before?
Somewhere probably.
I think we were talking about nukes.
Yeah, that was good times.
We were talking about post-apocalyptic shit. Okay, guys. All right. Got a question for you.
We've somehow circled back to
ponies.
The topic. Yeah.
I've got a question for you.
Go for it.
If there was a post-apocalyptic situation right now, what would your marketable skill be and why?
Well, I'm dead.
Exactly. That's the reason why I learned how to do a bunch of shit, because I'm like, if I were in a survival situation, would I die? Yeah, probably. So I learned how to do a bunch of random shit that have absolutely no merit right now, but if there was ever to be a post-apocalyptic situation, I would be a boss.
Yeah, it's the problem with the complex civilizations is hyper-specialization, where it's like, you have computer programmers, but you don't know someone who can, smelt minerals to build, technology and things like that. Or not enough people, anyway. It's there's actually a big chapter about that in the World War Z book, where he talks about, regressing back to general industries for everyone because zombies took over most of the continental U.S., yeah, it's interesting. I think for me, it would definitely be, probably general system design, the right kinds of filtering and definitely larger scale too, because I'm pretty specialized. So
yeah,
and that's a marketable skill. We need water, so Skybolt will be able to help provide the water.
Yeah, filtering and designing pipe systems.
Yeah, I guess I do have my my basic soldier training. That's about it.
I mean, yeah, killing people, that's going to be the number one marketable skill. I got my rifle. I'm the boss now.
Look at me. I am the captain now.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh. That's the other reason to also never support what do they call it? Like the safe guns or the thumbprint guns? No. The next thing is going to be a GPS chip, and the next thing is going to be an auto shutoff. Now, I want my gun to be like 1500s era. It's gotta be completely manual. So. Oh yeah, learning archery. That's another good skill to have. Have some kind
I'm fairly good at it myself.
Some kind of compound bow.
It's actually a skill I have.
I know how to do that. I know how to do archery. I also know how to trap and kill and skin and clean.
What we're saying is raid a big 5 if the apocalypse happens.
What?
Raid a big 5 sporting goods store?
Pretty much. I have yet to learn how to actually make and fletch my own arrows, but I'm sure I could learn.
Yeah. I did something like that in 4-H as a kid. That was all right.
My dad decided that it would be a good idea to teach all of the kids how to hunt.
That's good.
Personally, I don't like hunting. I don't like guns. I don't like killing, but I know how to do it if I need to. And then he also taught me how to clean and skin and gut various animals. So I've cleaned turkey and deer and rabbits and pheasant, lots of pheasants. So, and pigs. That's my favorite one, is pigs.
No, it's one of those things everyone really should know how to do. It's especially if and when civilization collapses,
when shit hits the fan.
Everyone forgets that farming, plants, that's a civilization thing. You need organized society in order to set up farms and that kind of long-term that was part of what happened in these various early civilizations, Mesopotamia and Indus Valley and crap, was they had enough society where they could set up farming. Otherwise, everything's hunter-gatherer, and it's mostly hunting because you can only gather so many vegetables to keep you alive. You need that protein if you want to stay moving.
I'm doing fine. I haven't had meat in 5 years.
Oh, wow.
That's actually a bad thing. Vegans would die first.
That's true, too.
You can't get the diversity from your environment if, you know, without supermarkets and stuff.
Vegans and vegetarians would be one of the first to die because they rely so heavily on modern technologies to be able to provide enough vegetables to be able to sustain their body, because vegetables don't have the same amount of fats and proteins as meats. So you would have to eat far more legumes in order to get the same amount of fats and proteins out of legume than you would a meat.
What's a legume?
Beans.
Beans, yeah. Don't peanuts technically fall in the legume category too?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like peanuts aren't actually nuts, which was always ironic.
Peanuts, I think, are berries.
Then again, I don't think coconuts. Well, I'm pretty sure coconuts aren't technically nuts either.
No, coconuts are. I forget what coconuts are. I think those are also berries.
Delicious.
Everything's a berry.
Everything's a berry if you try hard enough.
That's right.
Yes.
So while being a vegetarian / vegan or whatever you are, is fine for general society, when it comes down to it, you're going to eventually need meat.
It's like it's an interesting thing. That's why it's nice living near like big open forests and stuff too. Like that's my nuclear escape plan, is heading up north for like Klamath Falls or something, because there's actually maps about like potential nuclear targets and stuff, and you can see where the best place to escape to is based on how likely is it to get hit with something.
Yeah.
And one of the best places is Modoc National Forest on the edge of California and Oregon and Nevada.
I'm fairly close to Yosemite myself.
Yeah, Yosemite's good. Just someplace away from everything. That's the best place.
Yeah.
And where you can probably find like wild deer. That's good.
Meanwhile, out here on the East Coast, it's literally just covers the entire eastern.
Too dense, man. There's too much stuff out there.
Yeah.
Animal training would also be a marketable skill.
And
because if you live in an area where there are coyotes or wolves, you take a pup and you train it, you could have a killer right there.
Oh my gosh. Now we're in Balto territory.
Now we're in what?
Balto. The snow wolf, the lovely snow wolf, that saves the people with the medicine. I think that was that Kevin Bacon. I was gonna say I think that falls under 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon too.
Actually, I'm probably a lot like Splee because, I mean, I know blacksmithing.
Well,
there you go.
Me.
That could be useful.
And other than that, it's archery and HEMA.
Yeah, with blacksmithing, it'd be a lot of like melting down scrap metals and separating them and getting new useful materials out of it.
I know how to grow stuff, so I could grow weed and tobacco.
Yeah, the two essential.
We're saved.
You laugh, but when shit hits the fan, weed and tobacco are going to be excellent trading commodities because everybody likes their addictions.
So. Yeah.
Also,
good.
Isn't weed like also you could make rope from it?
That's hemp, but it grows out of it. It's part of a weed plant. Yes.
I see someone mention Oklahoma. Oklahoma would probably be fairly good as far as safety. If you're not near like Oklahoma City or Tulsa, you're probably fine.
Oklahoma, being Texas,
trying to think of what's out there and failing.
Your neighbor's gonna have a gun.
Yeah, let me see here. Where's the? I know I looked at one of these like nuclear targets maps before.
Too bad there's not a whole lot of train tracks up here, because I know we've got a lot of old trains at the Laws Railroad Museum, we'd be able to go up and down the valley pretty easily with those.
That's true. If you could get some kind of like small, like a hand truck or something, you could travel good distance.
I'm talking full on steam. I was actually at the Laws Railroad Museum yesterday.
Oh,
They
well.
had actually rebuilt the Slim Princess. I was down in Independence, and they were running it. It was running perfectly.
There you go.
Oh, yeah,
well,
it was
no.
fun to see.
So, Netherlands is fucked.
Yeah, Oklahoma. Your best bet would be like west toward Amarillo and like the state line and like the corner where the Panhandle starts. That looks like your best bet.
That's
Because
where my
I
grandma
forgot
lives, is on the
Oklahoma.
Panhandle.
Nice. Yeah, Oklahoma, because it does have the McAllister Army ammunition plant in the middle where I used to live, and that's kind of a big deal now. A lot of stuff's getting bracked in there.
See, I would probably go to around where my parents live, because where my parents live, there's actually a bomb shelters,
Nice.
like built into the ground bomb shelters.
Yeah, you could like kill some rich people and get into one of their silos. That'd be a good start.
Yep. You have
I'm
to
just
do that
gonna leave
before
America
they go
entirely.
You can't leave America entirely after the bombs hit, my dude.
I know. I'm leaving before all that happens.
How do you
Screw
know?
America.
Right. Oh, right. I have
All right.
that skill too. I used to work as a navigator. Not that a
good.
ship would work,
Nice.
but I can sail and navigate by stars.
You use a sextant.
Mhm.
Yes, I can.
Sex all
Just
the
because I like to say the word sextant.
Also, by the looks of it, I would not survive if World War III broke out because Netherlands is completely covered.
The Netherlands is owned.
Yeah. Yeah, Europe would get complicated.
I'm probably gonna move to Sierra Lanka or something.
And again, I'm probably
Where's
moving
Sierra
to that's
Lanka?
like
Is that
Sierra Lanka is an island off of India.
That's Sri Lanka.
Oh, Sri Lanka.
Yeah, Sri Lanka, where however it is pronounced.
Sierra
But
Yeah,
Lanka.
no,
What
I knew
the
a guy
fuck?
from Sri Lanka actually. Also, you probably that's probably not like ideal either. Like again, assuming there's a nuclear war, like both China and Pakistan are gonna mess up India pretty bad. I'm guessing Sri Lanka would get some of that too. Just saying.
Yeah, but it's not likely to be targeted because there are no military bases from.
It's not
either
likely to be
US
targeted, but the fallout from that area will be ridiculous because
Yeah.
it's near a major nuclear hub.
yeah.
Also,
man.
it's like definitely like someone's gonna be heading down toward Diablo Garcia. So yeah, you might get some, catch some wind from that too.
Yeah, like the Netherlands itself is not a target, but we have we're storing some nukes for the Americans, but aside from that, is like we're in between like 3 nuclear countries.
Yeah, you've got Britain and France and Germany's got a bunch stored.
Yeah,
And
I think Belgium does too.
yeah, Belgium's got some stuff stored. That's all
Yeah.
that's all the NATO complicated BS.
Yeah,
I'm just looking here at the East Coast of U.S. I ain't making it, guys.
yeah. I'm really happy that I'm moving to Phoenix like relatively soon-ish.
You're moving where?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Arizona, yeah.
Gross.
Good luck.
Good luck.
There's Davis Monthan Air Force Base, which is a giant plane graveyard, but it's also a plane restoration yard. I'd imagine that's pretty high up on the target list.
Yeah, now I don't mean specifically Phoenix. I can't remember exactly where my girlfriend lives.
Is
I
it called
don't know the
Chandler?
town name. No.
Is it Tempe?
Ooh, Phoenix is also like the hottest part of Arizona. I'd rather
It
live
is.
any place else. Phoenix, Flagstaff, or Tucson, Tucson.
Tucson.
Havasu.
But yeah, good stuff. So we're all gonna
Sierra
die.
Lanka.
Yeah,
Sierra
yeah.
Lanka reminds me of a friend of mine yesterday. We were talking, and he was explaining to me about vlogs.
See, I thought you were talking about Sierra Leone for a second. I'm like, okay, that's definitely someplace.
That's pretty ballsy.
You could like start with Liberia and then just go north. You could probably get into Liberia too. This is just an option.
What's a vlog?
A vlog
vlog?
is just a video.
I know.
It's like what I do on the stupid, yeah.
Because we were just like, yeah, I don't understand why people like AC Race Best get famous for their vlogs, and I'm like, did you just call it a vlog?
I call it a vlog somewhat ironically, but yeah, I'm not sure if I'll do those much anymore. I'm not sure if people actually like them. I might just go back to mono podcasts. Those are fun.
I like both.
So if you're a patron and you want to chime in on that, you just let me know.
Seriously, we love suggestions. Like, we want to know what you guys want to see.
Yeah.
Problem is, I liked both formats. So
Yeah, I'm cool, Danny.
Okay, that's good. Good to know.
Yeah. Well, guys, I'll be right back. I need to take care of some dishes.
Oh boy, the dishes.
good luck.
Yeah, thanks. Right back.
Why, I have a dishwasher.
Yeah, I have a dishwasher too, but my roommate doesn't know how to fucking use it.
Oh, good lord. Puts it on the sink, basically.
Puts it on the sink and waits for me to do it.
Yep.
Yay, I
Sometimes
have to
they'll,
say.
fill it with water.
Oh no,
I have
he'll
to
fill
say,
it with
it's
water
the
sometimes,
adults.
and it's really bad because if it's something sugary like cereal, we'll get flies.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is.
Yep. So I actually got to do dishes once I get off the podcast because I got to go see my friend and my god baby. She's having a hard time, so she needs a little bit of help with the baby.
Yeah.
That, and I don't mind seeing Melanie. She's my little buddy.
Oh, is that the one that
Calls me Auntie Pony.
Yes, yes, that's what I was looking for.
Oh, cute.
She calls me Auntie Pony, and then on our way to like a little mini con the other week, we were watching Rainbow Rocks to kind of keep her calm because we were on the bus and I didn't want her running around the bus and everything. So we were watching Rainbow Rocks and she sees Vinyl and she goes, "Auntie Pony, at you!" And I was like, "Yes, baby, it's me."
Oh, that's cute.
It's really adorable.
That is great.
Kind of makes me miss having actual close contact with any family.
She's not like family, but they're really close friends. So
Ah,
that's why she's my god baby and not my like niece or nephew.
makes sense actually.
Nice.
I love her so much. She's like my little ray of sunshine. She's super cute. And I feel bad because I don't get to see her often because I'm always working. But her mom, her mom's mom, so Melanie's grandmother, was recently diagnosed with terminal stage 4 cancer.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And
Yikes.
she's not expected to live much longer, so Megan needs a little bit of help watching
Yeah.
the babe.
Yeah, that's yeah.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, and it's sad. Like, I don't know her mother, so I'm not really like upset about it, obviously. But I know it's affecting Megan, so I'm going to go help.
That's good.
Okay, guys, have you heard the term blood is thicker than water?
I have.
I have, yeah.
The whole term is actually the blood of the womb, or no, the blood of the coven is thicker than the water of the womb. So the friends you make through the battles and trials that you go through your life are more important than the family that you were born into, depending on the situation.
Yeah.
I can very much agree with this.
So people
Then
seem
again,
to
my
think that blood is thicker than water means your family. No, it means the blood of the coven. So the blood of your friends and the bonds that you create.
Interesting.
Yes.
Because you can choose your friends, you can't choose your family.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. I'd have a really different family if that was the case.
And just imagine if you could, like, it'd be like a video game selection screen. Before you're
Fucking
born.
Sims.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So I was talking earlier about the game that my friend put me into because I had donated a little bit of money to his channel. He was live streaming the other day. I think I posted it in the Discord for you guys to go see if you wanted to. And it was like a thing where you make your character and you name them and everything, and then you go through a zombie apocalypse situation. You're trying to go from Florida to Canada, kind of like an Oregon Trail type deal. And you would come across the people that you create, and then they would help you throughout your battles. And they came across me, and they got super excited. They're like, yeah, Needle Stitch! And I was like, sweet, it me. And the first thing that happens when they get me is my dude makes me kill a spider, even though my character's dislike is spiders. Makes me kill a spider. I get so demoralized by killing the spider that I leave. I just dip, just buy. It says Needle Stitch lost all morality and has left the group. And they're like, what the fuck, man? Why are you leaving? And then they go through the entire game. They almost get to Canada, and then they all die. And so I'm sitting here like, I am literally the only one who survived this entire trip because I was smart enough to dip out before Matt had a chance to kill everybody.
Nice.
What game is this?
Oh geez, let me go see. I forgot the name, but I really want to play it because it looked like a fun little game.
It sounds really fun, yes.
I think I may have heard of it.
Actually, I might be picking up like Divinity Original Sin 2 because I found out it has GM mode in it.
Nice.
That might actually be fun.
Where is it? What? Blah 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 blah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm about ready to break for lunch soon myself.
Don't do it. Don't. No.
Don't give in to temptation, Skyballs.
Don't give in to temptation.
Nothing like food.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
right.
it just reminded me of Pan's Labyrinth. Watched it last night on TV.
Oh, nice.
Ugh.
Did they ever
Saw that.
finally do an English dub of that?
Not as far as I know.
Ugh, terrible. I had to watch that in film class once, and it's like, guess what section of the film class it was on? Color in film, visuals over a freaking dubbed or a subtitled movie. I'm like, this is the height of stupidity. It's
it was removed.
I know this guy speaks English. Just can someone please just crank out a dub so I can actually watch the film for its visual quality and then understand it in my language?
Okay, so the video was removed, so I can't tell you the name of the game.
Oh.
That makes me really sad. Why is it so hot in my room? That's so weird. It's like not even that hot outside.
Did the AC stop working?
Well, I took my AC out because we had a whole week of below 60-degree temperatures and rain.
Oh.
That makes
So I
sense.
was like, what's the point of me having my AC in if it's freezing outside? But now my AC is wrapped up in the storage on my porch, so I can't pick it up and put it back in my window because it's too goddamn heavy.
Yeah.
Repent,
Oh, no.
Skybolt, repent. It's
Repent? What?
Aw,
I
thank
refuse.
you, Alec. Kiss ass.
Well, Skybolt is the CEO of the EAST Corp, or one of the CEOs, or COO, Chief Operating Officer.
He's not the
I think
CEO.
James is-
Don't give him a big head.
I'm
We're
the
not a
CEO.
business. We're a volunteer organization.
Actually, Needle, if he's the CEO, we can blame him for everything.
We do blame him for everything.
That's all fishy.
Okay, so that one new channel is his fault, basically.
No, that one's my fault.
What new channel? What?
The Booty Barn.
Oh.
No, that one's all
that's
me. I'll
fine.
take
That's
credit for that
completely
one.
ineffective.
That's all me.
Oh, I appreciate it. It's been hilarious all day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's always fun to do these podcasts.
It's fun in general. This one, the last couple have been a bit of a grab bag, but you know, it's all good.
Actually, the last one was really fun, somber, even though I wasn't on it.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that one.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, one quick little thing I wanted to mention. It was something on what Skybolt was talking about good DC animated movies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I actually saw one called Vixen like a few weeks ago on like KTLA, and holy cow, it was awesome.
Vixen, is that like one of the characters or?
Yeah, she's from like South Africa, but was born in South Africa, raised in the U.S. But she got a pendant from her mother.
Interesting.
That gives her the powers of different animals.
Oh, okay.
I thought, holy cow, this would be something that a zebra would actually have in like Fallout or something. Or be like a cool like charm or something that they would make. It was really neat.
I have a question. Please don't be offended by this. Why are you always giggling?
Me?
Yeah.
Not sure. I just do it sometimes.
Okay. I was just like, you're giggling a lot. Cause I have a friend who's got like a tick where she kind of giggles like that. So I thought maybe you had like a similar thing, and I'm like, oh, interesting. It's not just a one person thing, but if you just do it sometimes, then whatever.
Yeah, and plus my cats are just crazy today. They're just playing around a lot.
Well, Star Song sighs a lot.
He's not sighing, he's giggling.
No. Wendy.
Oh. No, Wendy says a lot. Yeah, no, I hear that.
It's.
Yes,
Sorry,
I sigh a
forget-
lot. It's my tick.
I forget people's names, okay, man?
No, trust me. I know how you feel.
Actually, it's probably the fact that 3 people in the EAST Corp chat call me 3 different names.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, I know you by Wendy and Star Song, and then people are like calling you other things, and I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah. Like the cherry thing is from the Father Equestria pen and paper game.
Yeah, I'm trying to stop calling you Cherry because you said you were thinking about switching. So I'm like, I can't keep calling her Cherry if she's not playing Cherry anymore.
I'm just used to calling her Cherry.
I know.
Maybe I should just keep my display name as Wendy in the EAST Corp chat.
No, I'm trying to learn myself. So hopefully that's unnecessary.
We kiss the booty because we are brown muzzle pawns?
Wait,
Well,
what?
that sounds like it's going somewhere interesting.
I feel like there's something going on in the Discord that I'm missing out on that I need to like. Are you talking about eating the booty, Alec? Do you like to eat the
No.
booty like groceries?
Do not.
Oh my. Oh my.
I think
This
it's
is
more
going
like
places.
a play on the words of like brown nosing.
Let's
I
hope
think.
so.
Oh god.
Do y'all know what brown nosing means?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I don't.
I just took on a
Brown
really
nosing
different
means
meaning.
you're a kiss ass. Your ass is so far up somebody else's asshole, you got shit on
Wait,
your
hold
nose. That's what brown nosing is.
Yes.
Oh god. Oh god.
People are posting
man.
pictures of Fleur de Lis, and it makes me happy.
I know, right? She is awesome.
She is pretty quality.
Scrolling through, looking at all of their shit. Look at all the booties.
I guess the chat's a keeper.
The chat's a keeper. As long as you guys stick to the rules, I have no problem with keeping it. Oh my god,
Oh yeah, I
I love
don't care. You
I
guys can
love
do
the guide to the bat pony. It's like pointing to the ears, tufts. Pointing to the eyelashes, flutterlings. Pointing to the nose, snuffler. Pointing to the mouth, chitter. Pointing to the belly, rub and nuzzle.
Rub and nuzzle.
Yes.
Pointing to the front hooves, hoofsies. Pointing to the wings, flappers. Pointing to the ears, wagpires.
Wagpires.
Awesome stuff that people come up with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a few different types of those actually.
Oh yeah, I've seen a few of them floating around.
Yeah.
I was pushing it. I see dildo. Okay.
I actually didn't notice that until you pointed it out.
I don't have a problem with it, but I do see dildo. Y'all are welcome for the booty barn.
I am saying nothing.
Oh my god.
I am innocent.
Shut up! You're one of the
Lies.
worst people posting in there.
I was the worst before it even existed.
Oh my gosh.
I have just
Look,
consolidated all
if
of the
anyone's
buttons into one
innocent
place.
on this channel, it's me.
I
How
think you're
dare
the only
you
person who hasn't
soil
posted in
my
the booty barn.
purity?
Hey,
I actually was.
it
been
pops
trying to
up with a
correct me.
warning saying, "Are you okay with seeing this?" If you click yes, that is your own fucking fault.
It's not allowed on Christian.
Touche.
So, if anybody goes into the booty barn and is offended, it is their own fault because it does pop up and say, NSFW content, are you okay with this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's your own fault for
Plus, I
jumping
mean,
on the
Fallout
picture.
Equestria in general has always been like that. Like, if you're like if you're new to this, you haven't been paying attention. I'm sorry.
You
but,
haven't been paying attention. Don't get fucking offended because this is Fallout Equestria, bitch. It's for the hardcore pony users.
We need to shut it down. Shut it all
Yeah.
down.
I like how somehow by adding, by mixing Fallout with, the My Little Pony show, you've gotten a Wasteland that is somehow 10 times worse than the original game.
That's
It's
true.
because we have magic. Like, you could do so much more, like, terrifying things with magic.
True.
Oh yeah, like this one comic I saw on DeviantArt some time ago. I can't remember the name of the author. But it was basically based off of a game called Spec Ops: The Line, and it started.
Oh yeah, that's an interesting game.
There was this one scene where it was basically her versus Steel Hooves, and she literally, I do not mean this, do not put this lightly, but she literally picked him up and ripped him in half.
Oh,
In his
Nice.
power.
Good times.
I like how you laugh about that. Like, makes you sound sadistic. Just ripped him in half.
All right.
Oh God, no! Don't! Don't!
He did. He chuckled about it. Like he's like ripped him in half.
I know. I'm trying not to laugh at how ripping in half is really merciful.
It's pretty funny.
Roy Mustang, why Blackjack and Vinyl? So, originally for the podcast, we thought that it was just going to be me running the podcast. We thought Skybolt was still on his work
You
trip.
were in the chat
and
at
then,
1 in the morning. I was tired.
Yeah. We thought Skybolt was still on his work trip, and Vermont is currently in the middle of doing like a film festival thing. So we thought it was just going to be me running it. We didn't know who else was going to join, so Scratchy decided to put Blackjack and Vinyl. Blackjack because I voice Blackjack, and Vinyl because I cosplay Vinyl and I really like the character.
So it was supposed to be. So it was supposed to be the Needle Stitch only podcast.
Until we found out Skybolt was going to be here, yeah, it was literally just supposed to be me.
Oh my god.
Because Scratchy's got work today. So Scratchy wasn't going to be here. And then Kelly is never here anymore because of the time that we run.
Yeah. Gotta fix that.
Which is why we're hoping to have a late night type podcast. Late
British
night for
Invasion
us,
cast.
early morning for you guys, so that we can have other patrons, because we do have other patrons who are supposed to be on the podcast, but they never can be because it never works with their schedule, so we want to try to fix that. And then we also want to try to have all of the other EAST Corp members who usually can't be on because they're asleep at this time.
Wait, is Kelly asleep at this time?
No! Kelly should be asleep, I think. It's pretty late over there.
Yeah, because it's a Sunday night too, so it's like you can't stay up too late.
Actually, Kelly is like 1 hour behind me. So that's like 10 for him.
I don't know what his schedule is.
Yeah, so we want to try to be able to bring those people back on, because there are more to EAST Corp than just Stitch, Vermont, and Sky. But they can never be here because we're always running on Stitch and Sky time.
Oh god, just spam.
What are you laughing about?
It sounded like super suspicious.
Yeah, why are you laughing? Oh god, somebody
I
sent me something on
can't
Discord.
say because it breaks the rules of the podcast.
Oh my gosh.
Oh Jesus.
Of course.
Oh Jesus.
I'm
somebody
linked stuff in private.
tagged me. Okay, I'm scared. Oh.
No, it's
Oh, it's
not
a
related to what's
derpy!
happening there. Yes. Good lord, I should mute this chat.
Like, it's not a ban, it's a soft don't. I mean, I don't know. No more dildos.
It's lose access to the room.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not gonna ban him for a dildo, but I don't know how other people will feel, so that's why I'm trying to keep it to boobs and booties. But that derby though.
She's adorable.
It's super cute. She's got a muffin in her.
You got to
boobs.
present Muffin.
Oh, that pinky. Stop it.
Oh my.
Krellick.
Oh god, Krellick.
I'm done anyway. I need to finish my world building.
Go finish your world building. Jesus Christ.
So was that inspirational material, Krellick?
I was just bored.
So, y'all want to be a part of Needle Stitch's Booty Barn? Go donate to the Discord.
It's pretty ridiculous.
You'll probably not regret it.
Yeah, go donate to our Patreon. You can get into the Booty Barn. Suddenly get 30 more Discord members. Solely for the Booty Barn.
Oh god, no.
They are cults. All of bronies are cults, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Join us.
Some of
Speaks
us
like
more
a cult
fanatic
member.
than others.
Totally high priestess of the cult.
One of us. One of us. Did you just call me a BB? Don't fucking call me a BB. Like, that's where I'm gonna put the fucking, like, line. Don't... I'm not your babe. I'm not your baby. You don't fucking know me. Don't call me that.
What if it's in like Dennis Miller kind of way, where like just everyone's a babe. What's up, babe?
See, then...
That's a little...
If you're gonna be talking to me like some kind of, like, mobster, like, hey, toots, like, something like that, then I probably will think you're funny. But, like, if I don't know you and you're calling me babe or baby, and I'm just gonna be like, who the fuck are you? You ready to get punched in the tit?
It probably would like that.
He probably would like that, probably.
They're probably asking
I
for
will
it
literally
at that point.
punch you in the dick. Oh, Booty Barn. I'm sorry. BB is Booty Barn.
Yes.
I was gonna say something,
Now you
but
judge. That's judgy.
No, okay, so like I'm used to people using BB as a way to say baby or babe.
Ew.
So that's the reason why I'm like,
So, like-
don't call me your babe. You don't know me. But it didn't connect. BB means booty.
Let all
time.
these 13-year-olds in. BB. What?
I'm sorry. Karlik, I thought you said you were done.
I was done with the ponies.
Good
Krellick,
Lord,
You know
Krellick.
what?
I don't even know if I want to look
go do your
anymore.
work.
Nope, I
You
already
gotta go
closed
do
it.
your work, Karlik. You gotta be productive.
Also, Krellick, there's a distinctive lack of ass there.
Productive.
It is a very distinctive.
It's good enough
lack
for
of
me.
ass. There's no butt there. It's very flat. It's like me.
No,
Krellick,
It's
go
not
do
the
your work.
size that matters.
Nope.
Well, it's not
go
important.
go
Hips
do
are
your
cool.
work, Karlik.
Fun
You gotta go do your work.
understanding.
It's important. You're getting distracted. Listen to the Stitch. She knows what's best. Usually.
Actually, I have a good one. That's your cue to be terrified, by the way.
I'm usually always
What the fuck?
semi-terrified when.
That's not how
when you're
bodies
here.
work.
That's what?
Bodies don't. That's not how. What? Tails don't work like that.
What?
What?
No, I'm not gonna open it. I'm not.
No,
gonna
go
give
look
into
at it,
this.
Sky.
That's distinctly anatomically incorrect.
That is very anatomically incorrect.
God, what?
I don't know, Sky. You might want to try and keep your innocence here.
Sky, innocent? What?
You know what? That's actually a safe one. I'm gonna go ahead and post that one. Like, right here. Let people see that. Because that's not how bodies work.
Wait, wait, what?
Exactly.
And I actually just went through all my safe for work stuff.
Hold on. I gotta
That's
pull it
not
up.
how. That's not how tails work.
That's why I'm like, what the fuck? I gotta pull up my Discord on my computer. I'm ignoring
Ember
you.
is such
I
a
don't care. I
like-
don't want to talk to you right now.
Highest quality tier waifu, absolutely.
That's not how bodies work.
It's so triggering.
It really is, because you're just like, what the fuck?
Yes,
What? That would be funny.
it is.
Why is my Discord not doing the thing? There's the booty barn. Fucking flies, man. Get out of here. Nobody wants you.
Nobody likes you.
Nobody likes you.
Then the fly got depressed, flew out of a window.
Well, my window's closed right now. Solenia.
Yes.
Fucking Indy naming his thing Solenia. Fuck you, Indy.
Oh, that's Indy.
Yeah, Solenia. So, Solenia
Oh god.
is Russian for pickle.
Oh.
Oh.
What, like Pickle Rick?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh god.
Like
Pickle Rick.
I got the avatar, but I'm like, who is that? Because they changed their
Their name
complete
too.
account name.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Indy. Okay. Now I do this
That's
and I
pretty
save the
true.
picture.
I've one name you.
Also,
Come on, let me save the picture.
so apparently Nadal is also in the meetings voice channel on the Discord.
Oh, I gotta get myself out of that. That just happened because I just opened up the chat and I must have accidentally clicked the
Yeah,
meetings
I
Discord.
do it all the time.
Yeah, I remember last week.
Okay, I'm closing this again.
That last week wasn't my fault. Last week was OBS automatically putting me into it because
Oh,
of the
you know
streaming
what? That's
setup.
probably what happened. It probably automatically stuck me in it.
No, because you need to set that up specifically.
Well, yeah, it says streamer mode enable.
Interesting.
Oh, that means the meetings run as the default channel, I guess. OBS is weird. Like last time I was on the podcast, last week when I was helping you with the microphone issue, I opened OBS and just put me into the D&D session.
Yeah, we were trying to talk to you for like 5 minutes, and we could hear you, but you couldn't hear us for some reason.
I couldn't hear you because I wasn't wearing my headphones.
Yeah.
And Discord is linked directly to the headphones.
Yeah, I think Kralek tried to message you a few times, and like
he did. I eventually noticed when he pinged me.
yeah.
Oops.
I think that was at the point where he was stealing your AI from your Pipluck.
Yeah, fuck Kralek for that.
It gave itself to me.
Of course he had to say that over the podcast.
Oh, that's not how you say that.
These D&D games sound like a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it gets pretty ridiculous.
Donate to the Discord. You can get into the D&D chat.
That's right. How do you guys play it anyway? Like regular dice, or is it just like through chat?
Roll20 on it's a different website. But we use the EAST Corp voice chat for it.
Okay, so this is the super triggering picture that I'm just like, bodies don't work that way. There it is. So tails don't work that way.
Nope.
Like, at all. Don't draw your tails like that, guys.
What they did is they essentially gave her like a dinosaur tail.
You know.
Yeah. Actually, she looks more like she's meant to be aquatic rather than a dragon.
Yeah, that's what I don't get about the little fin on the end. I wouldn't have drawn it that way anyway.
That's supposed to be like a rudder for when she's flying?
Yeah.
Shouldn't it be like up and down though, instead of vertical instead of horizontal?
Yeah, it should be ventral and dorsal.
Maybe it is, but her tail is bent in a funny way.
Maybe.
I just like the little mini Twilight in the lower right-hand corner saying, my chair.
Yeah. What are you doing in my chair? Get out. Go home.
I think it's because she wants to take the chair home with her.
Yep. Before we stray way too far from it, speaking of the D&D game, next week I think I'm going to be trying to open it to new people who want to join. I can only handle about 1 or 2 more, so
quick sign up.
So if you're interested in doing that, go do that. Bada.
Give that a shot.
Come into the chat, donate to the Patreon, and you can join the game. I'm gonna keep plugging that shit until somebody's like, boom.
Yeah.
The goal is to get a new patron every podcast.
The goal is to try to get enough patrons so that we can continue to hire on good, like, not good, but okay, they're good, but new voice actors so that I'm not having to do it all the time. Not that I mind doing it all the time, but you know, it's nice to have fresh blood.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm available.
Carly, no, you're not. You're the artist.
I can be both.
No, we need females. We have too many males.
Oh yeah, you're right about that. We need.
Yeah,
that is the essential problem.
I probably know someone who I can poke, but she's not confident in doing female voices. Shockingly enough.
That's why we hire on people, because they're never permanent. We don't keep permanent people. I think the only permanent voice actor we have is me and Okart. Okay, other than Skybolt. Vermont doesn't voice act.
I could have sworn.
He does voice act. He voice acts in Untypical.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. I mean, he voice acted in that one thing he threw up like last Tuesday.
I don't know what that is. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, actually, none of us knew what that was. That was just something he did, like himself, pretty much, which is fine. It was just like random. It was just
like, I did this thing, and we're like, cool, what is it? And then he's like, okay, bye guys, I'm gonna go do my thing, and we're like, what?
Yeah,
he's got plans.
Yeah. Also,
It was sort of our mutual approach to the creation of the channel, was me and him just sick of Stable Tech being like a gatekeeper, so it's like, just post whatever the fuck you want. So that's essentially what we're doing now.
As long as it doesn't turn into too much of a clusterfuck?
Yeah, it's fine. It's a good clusterfuck. The important thing is that the audience gets something out of it. And that's why, honestly, I try to be very careful with, like, thumbnails and playlists and stuff, because I try to make it nice and organized, where it's like, okay, someone just wants to watch the Wasteland Survival Guides. They can just go through that, or Confessions, or Terminal Secrets. It's like I really try to keep everything in nice little boxes for people.
Yep.
Man, I want a fucking sandwich now.
Also, for the audience, out there, as the main artist of EAST Corp, I take commissions.
You're not the main artist.
Shameless plugs everywhere.
Krellick, you're not the main artist. You are one of the artists. Like, we don't have a main artist.
Well, as one of the artists of EAST Corp, I take commissions.
Yeah, we all need to eat. We all take money.
Like, we all have a lot of people who do work, Krellick. It's not just you. That's why I'm saying I am not the main voice actor of EAST Corp. I am the main female voice actor, but there are other voice actors. Huh?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm just saying, in terms of sheer audio, Okart has been very helpful in
Absolutely.
Confessions.
Okart has, I think, actually, wait. Am I starting to come up on her with how much audio I've recorded? Because that engineer was ridiculous.
Yeah, the engineer, she's got like 3.5 hours. I think with Wasteland Survival Guide, you've got about 2, and then your other stuff. So you're getting close. You're getting close. I don't want to discount it, because she saved me so much.
I love her. She does good work. I'm not saying that we're discounting her. No.
I know.
Obviously, I wouldn't be like, oh, Kurt, I love you. Give me some.
There's only one main person at EAST Corp, and that's Kelly. So everyone thank Kelly.
Kelly Hyde.
High five, Kelly.
Hoof bump Kelly.
Hoof bump Kelly. Okay, so yeah.
We forget Fembolt and Femmont and Fem Scratchy.
No, we could totally do a chicks cast and just put up the femme versions, and we can.
Oh my god! Can we like edit it so that your guys' voice comes through as females?
Actually, I do have Screaming Bee. We could do that.
Can we do that?
Yeah, that would be funny. Or I could just do my Harley Mr. J voice the whole time.
Oh god, no. That would be amazing.
Oh god.
Actually,
that would be so great. It ends up getting influences of Fran Drescher, because I unironically watched the entire Nanny series on Nick at Night when it was airing. I actually really enjoyed that. That was a fun show. And so you gotta be careful not to let Mr. Sheffield in.
Oh, that's good too.
Oh. Jesus Christ.
You should use the scratchy version that he did, like, when was it, like Saturday or Friday?
I'm not sure. I'll have to look. I know Okart is working on a new Fembolt picture because she just loves that.
Fembolt is great.
We were egging her on to a shipping picture of Fembolt and Fem Vermont.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It got pretty bad there for a little bit.
Oh,
Yes, yes. It got really bad.
Yeah.
And nobody stepped in to stop us.
I have been
I stepped
requested.
way away.
Vermont was encouraging it.
I have been requested by Vermont to talk a little bit more about the Terminal Secrets, and just remind everybody that it is coming out for patrons tomorrow. So if you would like to get on the early release of Terminal Secrets Tinned Mint, you can get into our Patreon and you can donate to that tier and get it early. If you don't want to get into it early, it comes out for you guys on Wednesday, I think.
We need like a running counter of how many times we've shamelessly plugged something in this podcast.
No, real
Oh,
talk,
God.
like, when it comes to podcasts before big releases of stuff, I will plug the shit out of the Patreon.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you guys will get this stuff early!
Oh God, no, Alec. No.
Oh, what now?
Oh
Just
god.
more chat nonsense.
Oh God, no. I had
What-
nothing to do with it this time.
This time. What else? What else were we talking about this last week? I think it was Cards Against Humanity podcast.
Yes,
Yes.
I think
Because-
that came up. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've never gotten to play Cards Against Humanity.
There's actually
was
an
that
online
Vermont?
version of Cards Against Humanity that I wouldn't mind setting up for everybody, so we could do that during the podcast.
Oh yeah, there's an
That'd be
online
fun.
version of Cards Against Equestria. We could do that live with like
Ooh.
video sometime. That'd be great.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun.
I could
think I could run
probably
that.
pull out the custom CTS.
Now
thing.
we played that one time at Stapletech. That was actually really fun because I think whatever the website was, they had a Fallout Equestria batch in there too that we had on. So yeah, so it was like I'm trying to remember. One of the moves was like a little pit, but with a big dick, and it's because it's Cards Against Humanity, so it always gets that way. And it was really fun. Yeah, we had a good time.
Oh.
That was in like the late 2015 when Stapletech was still like kind of fun.
Oh yeah, I still got to do that recording thing that Vermont asked for, where it's like, how have you heard of Stapletech and what happened
Oh,
afterwards?
right.
Yeah, we are still working on the documentary. We're essentially getting all the audio done, and then once we have that, we're gonna get it lined up, and then I'm gonna start layering video on top, and we'll see how it goes. Or it's gonna be in parts. So essentially, I'm gonna do the first part, and we're gonna trial run it by Vermont and everyone, and see what we want to change, and then once we're good, we'll start releasing segments and getting the rest out there. It's a lot of like interviews, so it's not just me and Vermont talking. We're like the glue that like fills in the gaps between all these people he's been interviewing.
So you're editing. So how long is it going to be? 10 hours?
No, the target is to make it like feature length, so we're thinking like 2 to 3. So we'll see what happens.
Wow.
Yeah, mainly it's because of the interviews. We have a lot of interviews, and what we're modeling it after is that Waking Sleeping Beauty documentary was, I think, 100 minutes. So we'll see what happens. It's a lot of content, but we are going to cut it and make it like we're trying to make it like a legit documentary and accessible to a lot of people. Like a lot of the opening is going to put it in like generalized terms for people about like just fan studios in general, like the Ozymandias complex. Like this is the greatest thing ever, and then there's nothing around it, and there's nothing at all. So yeah, it should be fun, and we'll get our all our artists to work too, and we have a lot of music that we're drawing from not only the old Balefire Symphony stuff, but I got a hold of Seventh Element again, so we can use his stuff. So it's fun.
Nice, yeah.
Oh no.
We'll see what happens. It's on the list. We're not committing to a release date yet. So yeah, a lot of things.
That's smart.
Yeah, we really try not to, because it's like I don't like making promises about anything because of stable tech, and so it's like just when it happens, it happens, and you can enjoy it if you want.
And if you donate to the Patreon.
Oh my gosh.
Ding. I think we're up to like 7
We should
Plugs
just
now?
keep a counter.
We'll do a counter next time.
Yeah, we should just keep like a Cinema Sin style counter.
Yeah, there you go.
Take a shot every time somebody plugs something in East Corp.
Every time we mention DC Comics.
Actually, I don't think I've ever plugged anything.
You have.
Not yet. Clockwork.
I have?
Snug
Oh,
Horse.
right, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Smart horse. Right, and that's not even my own thing.
True. See, at least like I'm also semi-plugging the Patreon because you got to, yeah, because you got to get into. Oh God! Oh, I just hit my head. I'm leaning back too far. Yeah, because you got to get in to get to the D&D.
You gotta get into the Discord. To
Yep.
get into the D&D.
Yeah.
Get into the Discord. You need to get into the Patreon.
Speaking of D&D, I have another session in 1 hour.
Nice.
Good lord.
Nice. Yeah,
You
I
have
have.
a bitchy Sunday.
Yeah, I have a guy in my my Friday games that I play. He has like 6 sessions throughout the week. I don't know how he does, and they're all like Shadowrun, which is a super complicated system.
God.
I don't know how he does it.
At least it's not like Exalted. Where you need like literally a bucket of dice.
A bucket of dice.
I am not kidding.
Now to roll damage.
That
I
reminds
actually
me
might
of
have-
a game. I don't like it was not. It's not a real game. It's something that Whitest Kids You Know did. But the game was like, you get this bucket of dice, you dump it out, and then you add up the score, and that's how many places you can move. And the playboard was like the size of a football field.
Nice.
No,
I was gonna say that's essentially Yahtzee. When you first said that, it's like, yeah, you just roll out the dice and then you count them up. Oh my god.
No,
win.
it's like a huge bucket of dice, though. It's like a 5-gallon bucket of dice.
I like it.
Yep. The Discord is $1 per month. $1.
Exalted.
yeah, like at level 1, I rolled like 30 dice on a good day.
Wow.
Holy cow.
That's an attack roll.
What kind of dice?
Attack all the things.
D10.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
D10.
biggest dice roll thing I did was like 3 D20s on one attack.
Yeah, that's Pathfinder, I think.
Nah, this is like 3rd, 4th edition D&D.
Oh yeah, 4th edition was a thing.
Yes, it existed.
Alright, guys, I think it's a...
You with my friend.
Am I
Yeah.
kicked if I can't keep up? I don't know, Skybolt, how does the Patreon, or the donating to the Discord, do they no longer get access if they can't pay for a month?
I have no idea. Vermont and Kelly set up that shit, so whatever they want to do.
I don't know the answer to that one, Roy. I would assume yes, because it's a patron thing, so you have to continually be a patron in order to be able to access the Discord.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever happened before, though.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had the case where somebody isn't able to keep up. It's just $1.
Yeah, $1 is pretty low.
Yeah, I think it only happened with one person where they quit and they left on their own accord. So
I think he means keep up with the dollar fee.
oh,
Dollar good time. So yeah.
I think it's about time to start cutting things out.
Yeah, I agree.
Just because Skybolt's hungry, I gotta go see my god baby. Krellick needs to fucking do his work!
I'm multitasking.
what's that?
I don't believe you.
Well, that's on you.
I don't believe you. Yeah.
I gotta go run in a weighted vest for 2 miles now.
Good times.
Oh yeah, Alec left because he couldn't pay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you can't pay, I would assume yes, you get kicked. But you can come back anytime as long as you pay $1. But like real talk, what other place could you get like a month subscription for $1?
Nowhere.
Nowhere.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I can't think of anywhere.
Actually, if you're in the if you're in the EU, it's even cheaper.
This is the best deal you'll ever get.
Really? What is it in the EU? How much does it cost for you to stay within the Discord?
Still $1. Well, I'm on the $15 tier, but USD to
What is it like translated in euros? So it's like
Nope.
0.75 euro.
yeah, it's like 80 cents for me.
Huh. Interesting.
Or new special.
Well, it bites me in the ass because I use Patreon as well, and it gets converted to euros for me.
Ah,
That makes sense.
that's
So
what
you
you
could
get.
just like
Thinking your money's better than
stick
mine.
your PayPal, like fill your PayPal with like $5 and be good for a couple of months.
Everyone knows
Yeah.
the only real money is bitcoins. That's the only real money.
Yeah.
Right? I actually like had a long discussion with one of my plushie artist friends who was like legit angry that somebody offered to pay her in Bitcoin. And I was like,
yeah.
hold on, how many Bitcoins were they offering? And she's like, 1. I don't know what the fuck their problem is. And I was like, hold on. And I sent her the link to show how much Bitcoin is worth right now. And she
yeah,
goes,
like $4,000.
oh, that's
A lot of money.
I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, honey, you like accept that Bitcoin and then sell that Bitcoin. You've made more than the plushie is worth for you to make. And she goes,
Dude,
holy
no
shit.
kidding.
Yeah, cryptocurrency is where it's at the moment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see a Fallout mod where like all the players have like Pit Boys, and it's all all money is just Bitcoin or whatever Vault coin transactions via Pit Boys.
Yeah.
That would be fucking
Ooh.
awesome.
Ooh, that
Actually,
sounds like a
that-
vault
that's-
idea.
That's an idea, and I'm going to write it down.
I know.
You gotta credit Skybolt now.
Yeah. Original idea, donut steal.
Donut steal.
I mean, I have some other stable
Oh,
ideas.
Sky, I just
Shifty.
remembered. I need you to send me the stuff for the con stuff.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I have that because you put in for that con, not
I
me.
did.
So I
Maybe I can. I don't know. Maybe I can find it somewhere on my email.
I'm sorry, I don't remember what it said. You might have to ask them to send it back to us. I can send you the prep stuff when we're getting closer. We can.
Well, no,
We have lots of
for
cons.
Babs,
For Babs?
because Babs just opened up their panel applications.
Oh, so for Babs last year? Oh my god.
No, just the panel application thing in general.
Let me look. I really don't remember. Shit.
I'm trying to see if you sent it to me in our private chat, or did you send it to?
Do you mean the layout of the panel or
just the panel application paper?
Oh my god. Let me look.
Scrolling. Scrolling. When did I apply for that one?
Oh, where could that panel thing be?
I don't fucking know. Let me see if it's in my email. Because I just remembered. I was like, oh shit, I still gotta apply for Babs.
Okay, I have the one for Equestria LA. This is the only one that's appearing in the folder.
Just send it to my private thing, so that way I have it on file.
Yeah. I need to do some digital housekeeping as well as IRL housekeeping. That's probably how I'll spend a lot of October, is just doing cleaning shit digitally and physically. Oh hey, it's my Sunset folder. Hi Sunset folder. If you're a patron, you can check out the latest Skyblog. Is very Sunset heavy.
Is this it? Oh, okay, so while we're talking about cons, I, at the very least, will be at EQLA with the panel. So if you guys are going to be, at EQLA, we will have a panel. Skybolt might be there. We don't know yet.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry. I gotta check my schedule still. Confirm some things.
But I will be there if you guys
Yes,
wanna
Nita will be there.
say hi.
Awesome. And then, of course, panels next year when I have more prep time for will most likely, hopefully, happen. That'll be great.
Oh,
I know.
I actually found the subscription thing. Yep, I found it.
You want to send that back in the executive chat too, because I cannot remember where that was.
I just found the no reply at mail thing that shows me all of the details of what I put in for the.
Oh, good.
So I'm pretty sure I can just copy paste that into the one for BabsCon.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, because obviously it worked one time.
Right. Got another plug. I got another plug for you guys. I know I'm the worst.
Boy.
Another plug. If you guys have ever heard of High Roller PonyCon, it is a convention in June of next year, I believe. I don't remember the exact days, but it is in Las Vegas.
Vegas, baby.
Las Vegas, and we will have a panel there as well, and I will be there at the very least. Skybolt is trying to be there.
I mean, that's pretty far out. It shouldn't be a problem, but I can never promise for sure.
Right, and then I really want to try to drag Vermont out to that one because it's Vegas.
Yeah.
But it's expensive flying from South Africa.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
I've had to almost self-ban myself from Vegas because my dice rolling is so bad.
Oh, see, that's how you win in Vegas. You don't play the game. If you don't gamble, you get so many perks in Vegas just because that's how the casinos are structured. It's really that's how you can really get high roller off of that.
See, what I did was like, don't ever buy alcohol in Vegas. Like
that too. Yeah.
Don't buy alcohol because if you sit at the penny slots and you just play the penny slots, the waitresses will come up to you and they will bring you drinks for free.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
Obviously, they expect you to tip them, but they will just bring you drinks because you're spending money on the slot machines. But you spending a couple of dollars on a penny slot is a lot cheaper than buying a martini.
Yeah. Yes. And to our foreign friends, I know tipping is bullshit, but unfortunately we're still stuck with it right now. Trust me, I wish we could magically get rid of tipping.
We have to because unfortunately companies are shady as fuck and they're like, oh, you all get tips, so what's the point of us paying you a proper fucking wage?
Yes. Actually, there's a few places over here that actually still do that kind of shit. It's illegal, of course, but they still do it.
It's illegal.
It's illegal to steal the tip, but they still do it.
I mean, if you leave a tip, who does it go to? Like, even if it were illegal, if I just left money there.
Yeah, that's where the shady part comes in. I mean, it's, even in America, like a lot of crap happens where it's like the shift supervisor will take all the tips for themselves.
Oh,
even
God,
though
I've seen that.
Nothing. Like that happened to me at Subway. That really pissed off a lot of the people working the subway line when just the supervisor who's like fucking around in the back comes in at the end of the shift and just empties out the jar into their own pocket. That's
some shit.
Yeah, I was so glad to get into the office world after that crap.
Yeah.
I had a bit of a sobering moment. So, the system that we use to see our paychecks and everything is the same system that one of my other jobs did. And I can see all of the paychecks that I got from that previous job. And it makes me really sad because 1 week of pay is more than 2 weeks of pay at my previous job with tips.
Oof.
And I'm just like, oh, that's sad. That makes me sad.
That is pretty sad.
It is pretty sad, like, Jesus Christ. But hey, I can pay rent now, and that's all that fucking matters. Ooh, what day is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a few days before I can pay rent.
No, I'm the same way. I used to work at a Pizza Hut as a delivery driver. I hated that place.
God.
I hated it so much.
Why?
Now, cause I don't know, I didn't like my boss. I didn't get paid very well. Using my own gas money.
Yeah,
Luckily, my car is reasonably economic, so.
Yeah, actually, I'm still kind of in a bit of a battle with my previous boss who's refusing to pay my last month's salary.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't help that I worked freelance for him, so...
You don't
That's
have a
not
written
good.
contract or anything?
Oh, I do have a written contract. He's just being an ass about it, and he can stretch it out for 60 days before I can actually take any proper action.
Well, all you gotta do is be patient. And then sue him.
Yeah,
And then
no,
sue
I'm
the
dealing with some
shit
crap
out
like
of
that
them.
too. Where
That's
it's
the
like, I have
American
vacation
way.
time
And
that
then
they
give
just
the money to
delete.
EAST Corp.
Yes. Well, put it toward pony stuff.
Yep.
Shouldn't the podcast be done by now? Fuck you, Alec. We can have it go as long as we fucking want.
Forever.
Do you not remember the Valentine's Day podcast? We went on for 4 hours.
Yes.
What the heck? Hello? What just happened? What is that noise?
I think someone just blew up.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
What's that?
So who died?
Sorry. Just give me a second.
Oh my gosh.
So, there is a airport, like a little mini airport, not far from where I live. And they're
Daggum.
currently having an air show, so the jets fly right over my apartment.
Oh.
And I still have, like, major PTSD from my car accident, so loud noises scare me.
Yes.
So I am now shaking a little bit.
That is terrifying.
Yeah, I got a lot of free air shows out of working in Mather, California. They would do like various Blue Angels or Thunderbird shows there. That's a good time.
We had a couple of air shows in Bishop quite a few years ago. Lots of cool planes. I haven't done that in the past 10, 15 years.
Yeah, I like a good mix in an air show. It's like some new planes, some old planes, some like helicopters and like trick planes. Like one air show I saw over Virginia Beach, they brought out an Osprey, the big tilt rotor helicopter.
Oh, awesome.
And that dude, he was doing some tricks. He was like spinning and then like floating back and forth and like sending wind all over the beach, so everyone got like a bit of a splash and sand. That was fun. That's a good time.
Neat.
That's an air show.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I've personally actually never been to an air show, but then Netherlands.
Yeah, I don't know. There's probably air shows in like probably Germany, like where they have a lot of like Eurofighters and Typhoons and stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot more popular there as well, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, speaking of old planes, I forgot. My mom and dad actually volunteered at the local Helitack refueling station down in town. And they actually helped to put fire retardant in an old World War II plane that
you
had
said
originally
retardant.
flown for our side, then became like a smuggling plane, and then became a firefighting plane.
Oh, interesting.
That's cool.
Fucking loud noises, man.
Loud noises.
Yeah.
That's the word of the day.
I don't do well with loud, sudden noises anymore.
Yeah, airports have that problem. I remember when we were moving back to the area a few years ago, we were considering one house like in nearby, but then we realized how close it was to the it was literally in the direction of the runway, so you'd get every takeoff and every landing, or like, nah, I don't think so. Because it's one of those things too, you can't really complain if the airport was there first. I do hate that about like some housing communities too. It's like they build the houses there like decades after the airport's been there, and like, you can't keep flying planes over. It's like, fuck you. The army was here first. You can move. I don't have respect for that, because it's like, you know, maintaining the military is more important than you wanting a little bit of, like, you know, slope on your land. I'm sorry. There's plenty of open space. You can move somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yes. Support the military. Support me.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's just with anything. That's my pet peeve. It's like, or say, I don't know, some historic district was there for ages, and they're like, oh, we need to like bulldoze this and build a mall. It's like, no, that was there first. Just go away.
Yeah, like I hate that the people complain about that stuff, because those neighborhoods usually look the best.
Yeah, no kidding. The new stuff comes in and it's all like cherry, or not cherry, but it's all mass produced and like just generic.
Yeah, everything looks the same.
On the hilltop, there are people and they're all
And art is getting worse somehow.
Okay, so now I think I'm definitely gonna go get lunch. I need some lunch.
Same time to take off, everybody. Bye.
Okay,
Bye.
goodbye, you guys. Talk to you later.
Bye.